I just have to unmute you guys.
Yes.
Go for it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Sales of Chaos! That was really enthusiastic. I feel like it's the first
We
time in a
all feel
long
it.
time where you could actually see me, so I had to, super up my, intro. Anyways. Welcome to tonight's game. Oh, also, I don't have to worry about being too loud because my mother is out of the house, so I'm not disturbing anyone, so that's probably part of it. Blue Wolf, I guess, hey the others. Oh, hey! Welcome, everyone. I see you there, Nightwing, and welcome to the new follower. Since we weren't actually on yet, I had to do it now, belated. Welcome to the extermination crew. Grab a plunger and get ready to go. Okay. On that note...
Hi, Fish.
Sup?
Tackle hugs. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what? I went through a little bit. My plunger is gross. You don't want that. No one wants that. Okay. Just because I say grab the plunger doesn't mean that you have to use it on me.
No, you have to use it on yourself, right in the mouth.
You use the plunger on your enemies, so if it's gross, that's probably a good thing. Exactly, no one wants that.
It's like a Komodo dragon.
Which is why you use it. Anyways, on that note, why did Jamie shrink? Did that just do that, or was that like that?
Who knows?
Jamie, did you turn your thingy back on?
No.
Jamie, are you lying?
No.
Hold on a sec. Give me a second.
I'm watching you.
I swear, if your camera moves,
Jamie?
I will fly off the handle if it does.
Dude? I almost used your full name. You stop that right now. My room, my room. You leave me the fuck alone.
You're like making me drool. I'm like laughing too much already.
Put it back.
Oh no, my phone ran out of batteries and I can't change it back.
Okay, Google. Change the den lights to pink.
Pink?
It didn't. Oh,
Let her live her best life, okay? And if that's pink, then so be it. It's not your life, it's hers.
It's a collection.
Anyways, as I was going to say before I got distracted by your camera deciding it was tiny, on that note, take it away, Jamie!
Hey everybody, welcome back. Last we left the party, also we're waiting for Joe to come back eventually. She's hopefully gonna join in. But you vanquished the evil pirate from the town.
Huzzah!
And you guys have a boat. And all the people are happy. Well, Jamie, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so you guys have some free time in the town, and some time is going to pass, and if I remember correctly, Flora wants to learn how to work more with boats.
I'm
Aza
doing
wants
the house.
an animal.
Oh yes, I want a dog. We want a guard dog that's also cute, but also fearsome.
That's a tall ask in this village of farmers.
That's
Like, you can have a
because
dog,
any doggo is perfect.
a bow tie, maybe? Like,
Oh my god,
That's
we
the
can
thing.
put bow ties on our dog!
yeah, I'm partial to bow ties.
That's what I do to my cat. I have a bow tie on my cat.
Is anybody doing else in a few days that you have, like, downtime in this village?
Well, me and Bully were bonding over our work. Because Bully was helping with the house.
We were help renovate the new apartment that we had.
Yeah, sure. The townspeople gladly give you one of the empty houses since...
And I'd
They
like
have
to
one.
emphasize that I'm not just making it a house. I'm making it basically a makeshift homeless shelter that anyone can be in if something happens to their place or something.
There is more space in this town than there are people,
That
so that's
doesn't
not
mean
an
it's
issue.
all habitable, though.
But Bully's only other possible activity would be to make sure that everyone knows the name of Bob and Weave Braxton, bully Bob and Weave Braxton, so that if he was not forgotten.
Yeah, would you be interested in in your free time teaching some of the people how to box?
Oh my god, we can run like
Fight Club.
courses. Like you could do like fighting and I could do like acrobatics or something,
Yeah,
and we can use
this-
Havel as our dummy for like the different stuff, like hopping
Both of
off of
us?
him and stuff. No, okay, just because you can pretend to touch him without actually touching him.
Anyway, Hubble, Kenneth, you guys doing anything?
I'm doing whatever anyone tells me to do.
Okay.
Okay, Kenneth is just relaxing.
All right.
That's it. Kenneth is lame.
Kenneth
Listen,
expended all the spells
He
in
has
one fight.
periods of high intensity, then he has periods of low fervor.
Okay.
Hey Kenneth, what color do you think the drapes should be? Do you think it should be this plum or this wine?
Blue! Blue!
No, it has to be a purple, Kenneth.
So, Kenneth,
Then bluish purple.
are you the person who's holding the amulet? Who has that now?
I think Kenneth has it.
What?
Kenneth would want to hold on to anything important.
What?
The
Wait,
compass.
what was? Oh, the compass.
Watching you.
No, we gave that to Havel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Havel's
Because we made
carrying.
Havel shiny.
Mm-hmm.
At least he
And
thinks.
I don't think anyone is successfully getting that out of Havel's hands.
Okay.
In an effort to mend her fight with Blue, or I'm sorry, with Aza, Flora will spend some of her time while Aza's bustling around trying to decorate, doing like
Didn't-
minor images to like.
Yeah, I can't remember. Didn't you
the way she wants.
kind of help us at the end with something? I can't remember what it was, but there's a third person that came in and helped us right at the end do a little homework. I can't remember what it was. Must have been you, I think.
No,
Or maybe it was Joe.
maybe it was Joe.
Oh, one last thing too that we can't forget is at least Aza, whether or not anyone helps her, would look to recruit someone to replace
Great.
Griff.
You're just doing town auditions for a
Yeah.
bard?
Yeah. She has really low expectations too, mind you, because Griff was a really shitty bard.
Okay. Yeah, there's an entertainer, Jimothy, and he has been known to turn a stool upside down and bang on it in order to make makeshift drums. And he'll do. Jimothy is. Let's roll for this because I want to.
What, like a percentile dice?
No, I was gonna give him a D20. Yeah, he's 6 years old.
What? No, that can't be
Wait,
right.
no.
No, Jimothy is
First
6
of
years
all,
old.
Griff-
He's a drumming.
6-year-old.
He's a drumming prodigy, and he does slam poetry in the bar.
Okay, first of all, I'm finding a replacement for Griff, who is like 40.
Now our boy really is a boy.
Yep.
The key
If you're looking-
questions for the audition is how do you do on ships? How do you do staying out of the way of combat?
Are we
Jimothy's
taking
fine.
this child with us? No
You
way.
You can
No!
throw him into a barrel. He's
No!
totally fine with it.
6-year-old.
I didn't say that I was taking the child. I'm saying what my audition questions are. This isn't to the 6-year-old.
Jimothy's adamant. He
Is
wants to go on a boat.
Is Jimothy really our only option? The only option is a 6-year-old that we can't morally pass the idea of taking with us.
That you,
You can
stole
always
from
wait.
my campaign.
He's mine.
No one
It's
else.
like saying everybody with the name Amanda was from the original Amanda.
Fuck you. Anyway.
Nobody else is available.
Nobody else wants to leave the town now that it's finally peaceful and restful.
And his mother is letting him leave?
Yeah, sure.
Whose child is this?
This child should be
Would
the
you
first
love
one in
this
our
baby?
this child should be
Also-
the first one in our orphanage if the mother's about to let him ship off with a bunch of fools.
You guys are the
Also-
heroes of the village.
To be fair, Bully actually wouldn't object to bringing a child. To him, traveling is part of life. He's been a nomad mover his whole life. So
Yeah, well, Kenneth is not about to drag a 6-year-old off into harm's way.
Plus, I feel like there's a difference between being a nomad and taking a 6-year-old to a pirate island.
Well,
Exactly.
you could come back later.
When are we ever going to be safe for a 6-year-old? Come back later, my ass.
Okay.
You know what? I'm down for taking him, Jamie.
well,
You don't
basically
scare me
we
none.
Tub.
we kind of have 2v2, except for the two biggest personalities that usually make decisions. Kenneth and Aza are both against it. So
Yeah, definitely no.
So
Aza,
be it.
Aza does not. Okay, Aza may have questionable morals, but you know what? Aza does not want to endanger children. It's a very specific thing. Okay.
What was Aza up to when she was 6?
Well, I'm an elf, so
Well, the elven equivalent of 6.
I was an urchin as a child. It didn't go well.
As a
That's
child.
my point.
That's
What's
why
the kid's
I
home
don't
life
want to
like?
endanger a child.
she wants the child's life to be better than hers.
Jamie, what's the kid's home life like?
The kid has a place here, works in the fields, he makes an honest living, and
Okay.
like he's a farmer.
Oh my god! Lone Wolf wants us to replace Griff with a stick. Wow. Griff
That's
is
okay.
not that easy to replace. He may have
If you
had
don't
low.
want
We may have had
Timothy,
low
Timothy will stay behind.
standards.
He said call it a halfling druid, so it sounds like he's replacing Joe.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Joe's not here, so. No, but we don't need a stick to replace Joe. We need seaweed to replace Joe.
He said dress it
Okay.
up first.
So the only real person who's interested to like go out in the seas with you is this kid. Once again, it is not a big town. You've seen all of
Can
like
we,
40
like-
people.
Can we detour? This is in character to whoever is nearby during auditions. Be like, can we detour to another town to replace Griff that doesn't require a 6-year-old? Please.
Yeah.
If
Flora
you can-
will like unfold the map and be like, well, there are other places that we need to visit anyway because they're in the circle of the territory. We should check these islands out anyway. So yeah, we can find someone else.
I
in a
like to
different
imagine
island.
Bully totally just sitting here like this for like a solid 10 minutes, just like trying to get a
Oh,
word
sorry,
in.
Cameron, I didn't see you. Go ahead.
No, I just do that because I'm bad at knowing when people are done talking. I was just saying we stayed here for like 3 days, right? That's what we agreed on. Like
Yeah, 3-4 days.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Time's not super important.
Cool.
Hey, Wolf, Lone, I keep forgetting I need to call you Lone so I don't confuse two roles. Lone, how's the audio levels today? Is everyone relatively okay enough to not want to die? That's really what I care about. Do you want your ears to explode? Or are you okay?
Had
I
the
want my
time
ears to
of my
explode
life.
pretty much all the time.
Never
My ears aren't
felt this
exploding,
way
then it's just not
before.
good enough for me.
And I swear, it's the
Yes.
truth. Why did we start the song?
It's a
I
musical
don't know.
episode.
I'm always musical.
Everyone all the time is always quiet. Classic Paul.
To be fair, Paul is usually busy being stoic anyway, so.
It's a
It's
full-time
paladin
job.
mode. Okay, so you guys spent some time in town. You've got all your home-based stuff set up. You're good to go. Is there anything you guys
Yeah,
want
lots
to
of
do?
supplies.
What did the dog we get look like? Is it cute?
Wait, do we get a dog?
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
can-
incredibly ugly.
it's a farmer's dog. It's an ugly dog. It is mostly wheat.
Mostly
Mhm.
wheat.
Yeah,
And
I
it
don't know
hates
much about
Aza in
dogs.
particular.
Did you just say it hates me?
How's your animal handling roll?
Does it help that I get advantage if I speak with animals? Because it actually
I-
understands me and it's not just.
Yeah, that would help a lot.
Let me see. Hold on. I didn't open my sheet yet.
You weren't ready to play D&D.
Shut up!
A penalty to you.
I have been busy. I have been prepping more than I've ever prepped in my entire life, all
Ooh.
added up. Because of the stupid finale that's taking way more work than I ever expected. Because I was a fool and gave you like 1,000,000 allies to track.
Yes, you should not have done that.
Yep.
I've got this list. I spent literally like an hour just trying to make this list. Let me show you because I'm proud of it. It's on
No,
Discord
roll your animal
too,
handling
but
first.
look at this. This took me an hour to make. This took me an hour! Okay, anyways.
In your defense, it does take a long time to make paper.
Mm-hmm.
Animal handling.
Shut up. I'm doing it. Give me a minute.
When I was your age. Yeah, I don't think that animal likes you super hot.
I got an 11. It doesn't hate me. Come on.
Yeah,
No, but it
tolerates
loves
you.
Kenneth.
Yeah. It's
I
attracted to
hate you
shiny
guys.
objects.
I have been waiting the whole campaign for a fucking dog, and then you say one snarky thing, and the dog hates me.
So, Asa, go ahead
It
and name the
doesn't
dog.
hate you. Mm-hmm.
And Kenneth, you give it its true name.
Ooh. Mm.
Oh shit.
Wait,
You said it's just like
what's
a
the
regular
difference?
farmer's dog?
This is like when
Yep.
the parents bring home a puppy for their kid's birthday, but then the dog actually attaches itself to dad because dad walks it and feeds it. This
Bingo.
just happened to Asa.
Hey, I take care of my pets. I've had an owl for 70 years. No, I guess it's only been a year, actually.
And now
But
Kenneth
still.
has a dog.
That may be, but Kenneth does it better. Oh man, the funny thing is that I actually have a penalty to animal handling.
You fucking. I hate you
Come on.
so much.
Come on, Blue. You have to admit this is.
Oh, Blue.
Hilarious. Better luck on the next island.
First we get a fucking 6-year-old, then the dog likes him more. What
To be
next?
fair,
The
like he
dog
said,
is also 6.
it's a really ugly dog.
Mhm.
Just because it's ugly to you doesn't mean it's ugly to me. I was gonna say that it's cute, even though everyone keeps calling it ugly, because I actually have a
It's canon
heart.
now that it has patchy hair and like it has. Yeah, it's not a very good looking dog. It's canon.
Asa still thinks it's cute, even
Is
if
the
it
dog
doesn't
coming
like
with
her.
you on the boat?
No! No! The point is that it's the house dog. The reason I was so upset is because I never got to go home to meet our house dog.
Okay, so you went to a
This dog
farm.
loves Kenneth
Wait,
more than
wait.
me. Leave it
Blue,
alone.
Blue,
You went to a-
you're aware that doing this now is going to do the exact same thing, right? We're gonna
No,
get on a ship and we're
no.
gonna go pirate hunting and we're never gonna come back to find this dog.
No, because I never met the other dog. That's the thing. I
Exactly.
finally got to meet the dog. I got to meet the
But you-
dog. My life is fulfilled.
You're
That's
still
the
going to
point.
abandon this one at the house.
I'm not abandoning it. I'm giving it a home.
You went to a
No.
farmer and you said, "Hey, I want your dog." And they were like, "Yeah, you're the heroes of this town. Here's the dog. It's yours." And you were like, "Dog, come here. I love you." And the dog went to Kenneth.
And then
And Kenneth's like, "Who's a good boy? Who's a
Right.
good boy?"
And then you're like, "Hey, we're going on a boat. Here's your dog back. It's got a
No!
new name now."
It takes care of the house.
The house that we will
No.
never come back to
We're
because we're
coming
gonna go
back to
pirate
this.
hunting.
We're coming back to this fucking town. We have invested too much in this town to just never come back ever.
what if we find a better town?
Yeah.
We can have outposts.
You're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket. There's
All
your
another
dogs
in one town.
around the
Just
corner.
because I said we're coming back doesn't mean we can't have other places. You can have like outposts, you know.
Why can't we bring the dog out?
I'm just saying, why buy the town when you can get the dog for
I
free?
don't know. That's funny.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's Kenneth's dog, so he can decide what to do with the fucking thing.
Whoa!
Sensing some hostility here.
Lone Wolf said, and now the group needs a new paladin after Asa kills him accidentally.
In the middle of the night,
Accidentally.
during those 4 hours when everyone trusted Asa to be on watch.
The end.
All right, what are we doing?
Yep. Kenneth will attempt to swallow.
I vote yes.
Yeah, sure.
Did when Flora was practicing boat stuff, was she able to make the boat at least slightly more accessible for Hovel?
Yeah, Hovel has no problem getting around this boat.
Cool.
A-okay.
Cool.
There's like a sidecar specifically for Hovel now.
No,
Oh
Hovel
my
can walk around
god,
the
can
boat just
Hovel have
fine.
like can Hovel have like a personal lifeboat type thing that's like bigger? So that's what we
You
use to get him on
You
and
just
off
pull
the
it
boat.
behind.
Instead of having to turn him into something
Actually,
and then turn him
that
back.
that actually is a good idea
Oh,
to actually
I just thought of
legitimately
something.
find basically just make a raft that at any time we could tie Hovel to and push, have him jump off, so that he doesn't sink to the bottom of the water.
That's what I'm saying. Give
we
him
know-
a personal
Are we
lifeboat.
giving Hovel water? Are we giving Hovel water wings?
Essentially.
The party has
River
one.
floaties.
I don't know where it went.
We really
Okay,
do
I just
need
thought of
to,
something. Kenneth's gonna spend the morning loading supplies onto the boat for his hippogriff.
Okay.
I'll
I'll
just
just do
say,
whatever I'm told.
we legitimately do need to make sure we have
And
something
Hovel
that if
will-
Hovel falls overboard, he doesn't sink to the bottom of the ocean.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Kenneth will Hovel help him then
Yep, I'll help Hovel.
if he's
Kenneth.
available.
Yeah, if Hovel is available, he will help.
Oh, Kenneth, you should make like a nest on the ship for the hippogriff.
Good
Like,
idea. I think I'll put them in the forward.
That is where the runic circle is at the front of the boat.
Why not put the griffin in the crow's nest?
It can sit
Okay,
on
maybe
top
not.
of it.
Let's put him on the back of the behind.
Do we want? Are we sure we even want these runes still? I don't understand why we didn't scratch them out still.
I agree with Nukes up. I think Hovel should actually be attached to the chain that the anchor is, and just make Hovel the anchor, so that way you can have him walk off the ship whenever you want the ship to stay in place, and then when you're ready to leave, you just reel him back.
You
Oh,
want
that is
us?
option.
You want us to
What
reel
about when we
Hovel
get
in.
What about when we get ambushed at night and you're on the bottom of the ocean?
How do we reel you in?
Yeah,
The same way you reel in the anchor on a ship. There's the big gear in the middle
Mm-hmm.
that like four
How do you
people
get
turn.
in.
Yep.
No, he just hangs on the side like a pinata.
You guys
Yeah,
can
no.
call like a door
You'll get
or something.
up, but how do you get in?
Flora, okay, Flora, when you're making boat stuff, can you at the bare minimum make Hovel like a personal lifeboat so we don't have to go through a debacle every time we want to load him on and off of the ship? Please?
I have. Oh, that's a good point.
You can make him a hovel-sized rope ladder that
Yeah.
goes a reasonable distance into the water.
Does Hovel
That's-
have
well, actually-
joints? Can he like climb a ladder? Like,
If he can walk, I'm
could
sure
he
he
bend
can.
Yeah.
a knee?
If he can't,
Yeah,
if he can't bend
Yeah.
things, he can't pick you up and move you around.
Okay.
yeah. I have joints. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do like 90% of the stuff I
I just
do.
wanted to
Yeah.
make sure, okay? I'm not always the smartest person.
You heard a
Okay.
voice. He said he got joints. Arrest that rock.
So, okay, so here's what Flora does for Hovel. She creates a door at the on the side of the ship that opens up to let him in. So when we're near a dock, he can just sort of walk on in. And then
Rather than walking up a gangplank.
Yeah. Well, it's also better for like loading cargo and stuff. And that might mess with the water tightness.
Well,
The
I
ship.
mean, like when we can't go right into dock like now.
Magic door, so fuck it.
Yeah.
The magic
and then when we can't go with a dock, she'll make, instead of like a rope ladder because Hovel's too heavy, she'll build like a ladder into the side of the ship for Hovel so that he can just climb up. Now, Jamie, are we just ignoring the fact that he will be a giant weight on the side of the ship and it's not
He-
going to tip it over?
He will be just fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I can add a counterweight on the other side, but then it will fuck things up.
Let's assume
You-
that
that would also require Hovel to stay in one place for the entire time he's on the ship. Because the
That's
instant he moves, if the counterweight doesn't move to mirror him, then
It's a
his
fantasy
massive
boat,
weight shifts.
and
Yeah.
he's not that heavy.
Not gonna worry about
Yeah.
it.
let's
Valid
say
point.
in the few days that you had, you have magically modified this boat to be hovel ready.
Yes. And then as for getting him on and off the ship when it is near, when it's out in the water, yeah, I guess I'd have to remake a rowboat. So what I'll do is I'll use all of the pieces of the other rowboats,
Mhm.
and I'll make a giant rowboat that will fit all of us and Hobble, and we can hang that off the back of the ship instead of like 4 tiny rowboats on the edges. There'll just be one big ass rowboat on the back.
So if we take a cannonball to the back of the ship, it's destroyed.
Shut up, Cam.
I actually just realized that Hobble would be great at rowing a boat. Once you guys teach him like what the movement is to row a boat, he could sit there and row forever. And eventually, given his strength of 23, he could get that thing moving like almost as fast as like a slow speedboat.
Yep. Should that ever happen?
Yeah,
So are we good to go?
Yeah,
I think we're good.
we're good. So, supplies wise, what's everybody taking? Is
How-
there anything you want for a trip?
How many days travel is it to this pirate island?
The pirate island, like the main base?
The place
No,
we're
we're not.
going.
We're not going to the main base, I don't think.
Oh, we're not charging
Oh.
him to the pirate base?
I didn't think so. I thought we were like going to like a certain place that was closer. I didn't remember exactly.
I don't know. I clearly am remembering wrong. I thought we were like, let's go get the pirate.
Oh, Kenneth is going to suggest that we lay in as much provision as we can.
Mhm.
There's no reason not to have to take, not to buy as much stuff from the village as we can get.
I just want to make sure we have nuts.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Kenneth just stares at him for a second and then says, "Okay."
Hobble will have nut, and he will hold up his light
It's light nut.
that's still glowing. Because apparently, according to Paul, they don't go out.
You just have an
Yeah.
eternal nut.
Any
Yes.
mundane goods you guys require, grain, water barrels, fruit, anything that they can supply in this little village, since, they're super friendly to you, they will supply.
Is there any
No question
sort of
asked.
like weaponsmith, or at least a basic blacksmith, if not weaponsmith?
What are you looking for?
Daggers.
Just mundane daggers? Yeah,
Well,
they
I
got-
would
they got-
assume that they don't have magic daggers, but I would ask anyway, but I doubt that they would.
they're the equivalent of kitchen knives. They're nothing special.
But they're more friends!
If you want, they'll make you a set of kitchen knives, like home daggers.
Oh, but I can't actually use them as daggers.
You can. They're pointy. They'll stab someone, but they're not weapons.
Well, that's what I was asking for, is actual
He
daggers.
wants legitimate daggers.
Nope, not here.
They have no use for daggers. They're not stabbing people.
You would
Well, are
think,
daggers martial weapons or simple weapons?
Simple
They're
weapons.
simple, but
Then,
They could-
the knife would probably work just fine as a dagger.
Yeah, they will
It
just,
just
be,
wouldn't. It might not do the.
they will be plain standard little daggers.
oh, they work. They work as daggers still.
they're just shaped
They're
like
just-
steak knives.
They just look weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
they
you
look
meant
like-
that I
they
couldn't
look very
actually
normal.
use them.
No, they're fully functional as daggers.
How
but
many do they
they're-
give me? How many names do I have to make?
How many do you want?
I mean,
Oh god.
as many as they're willing to make me.
Yeah.
Kenneth is going to slap you down at 10.
They're not making you any. They're just giving you their daggers that they have like on their belts. If you ask for daggers,
you can't leave these
they
people
will-
defenseless.
I didn't know they were giving me their daggers. I thought they were making me daggers.
That's how everything works here. Anything we take is theirs that we're taking.
Yeah, they've been
Yep.
giving us everything.
They worship us as though we are gods.
basically.
We're not buying it from the market.
Well, I mean,
we literally just say,
apparently-
"Hey, town, we
I mean-
require," and then
I
they
mean-
deliver.
To be fair, these are the same people that actually believe that a god struck down a fucking house, as if he actually has time for that.
I mean, some gods do.
To be
Bully-
fair, one of our own party members was duped by that trick, but you know,
Bully
I'm an amateur hour.
would like to get a empty journal slash like something to write in,
Okay.
and he would also ask if they have any like books here.
Just like historical books of the village, or are you looking for how to skin a cow 30 ways, or there's some cookbooks?
Either
Or me-
fictional or historical.
Do you have a copy of Me and My Potatoes?
Me and My Potatoes, first edition by Ida
sounds
Spudsmore.
Hardcover or paperback?
Paperback. They can't afford the hardcover.
Okay.
That's fair.
They're valuable both.
Cooking books would actually probably be useful.
Yep, they got some.
Do I meet anyone else who knows magic in this town? Is there anyone else that I can learn spells from?
Not really, no.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna go back to doing the thing where he's like covering and uncovering the compass beam.
And it's shooting off to the
Oh,
northwest still.
point. I will, on my free time, I want to go back into the caves and I want to make a sketch, a detailed, like, write-up of the teleportation circle down there.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't want to forget what this looks like. Flora's
Perfect.
catching on to something.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check while you do that. I mean, you're going to be able to notch it down pretty easily. Cameron, yeah, you definitely get your books. You get your journal. It's how to help around the farm. There's cookbooks. But you have a full writing set now, so they gave you a journal, quill, ink, a charcoal pencil that they whittled and made.
Oh, Kenneth! I
Some
just
books.
thought of
Yeah.
something when they're talking about
Yeah,
books.
definitely.
Since you're not spending your time doing too much for the most part, you know what you should
I'm
do?
loading the ship.
What?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what you should do is, in exchange for them giving us books, you should write notes on like drills or something. That seems up your alley. Things they can practice to improve their militia while we're gone.
Brilliant.
Oh.
I will also teach them how to set traps and build barricades.
Maybe not the traps part, but
They
barricades,
saw how you build your
sure.
traps, and they've got it.
Asa, make sure to whisper around the town that don't follow Kenneth's trap advice.
Kenneth will hand them his copy of Team Rocket's guide to traps and treasure.
Asa goes around then and scribbles out the trap chapter of your manuals.
I approve because actually Team Rocket's traps were like damn spot on. It was the follow-up to the trap that always failed.
Okay, but the pit traps, that is not spot on. So,
They actually have to be because every single time they've ever made a pit trap,
Someone has fallen into it.
Ash and the group have fallen into it every
Well-
single time.
Kenneth
True.
isn't as successful with his traps as Team Rocket was.
Yes.
Was I able to get any songbooks either?
Yes, yeah, you can.
like sea
So
shanties?
anything that you're asking for, if they don't have it, they'll jot it down real quick. Just the people who do these things, they want you to have. So this is over the last couple days. This isn't like
So
right
it's-
before you leave.
So basically,
Alright, cool.
we can assume that we get whatever we need as long as
Well,
it's not
I was
like
just asking.
ridiculous.
I don't want to sue.
Is what you're saying.
They
Well, that's what
will
I'm
share
asking.
their stuff with you. So Amanda, with your 19 Arcana, you notice like the first couple glyphs on both the one on the boat and the one inside are the same, and they seem to be very, very broad. Like you know when you're writing an address and you start with the largest location and you narrow down, and it's like well, you don't do this. It's how it should be, but it's not how it really is.
I understand the concept. Flora wouldn't necessarily, but I get it.
You have material plane and then planet and then continent, and those are the same, and it's just like narrowing down.
So I'm noticing runes that I know
Hmm.
in an order that is starting to make sense.
Yep. Okay. You guys, I believe, are ready to go if there's nothing holding you back.
Can Bully even read?
Yes. People are a complete dunce at 8 and they can
It's a barbarian thing. Barbarians are illiterate.
not
Pavel
in this
actually is.
edition.
Oh no, I froze.
Oh shit.
I froze.
Bump, bump, bump.
That's fine. At least you got a good freeze of you just
And
laughing.
you're not eating your hand like normal.
That is true.
Alright, what's up?
So sorry, the cats are yowling. I think you guys are set to go if there's nothing tying you down.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing tying me down.
Pavel's still pointing his way.
I go find
Pavel's also not on the docks because, as far as he's been told, he's not allowed on them. So he's still just standing.
Okay.
Oh, testing out the shiny.
Yep.
I go find the little girl who was running messages for the annoying druid.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, Joe's probably talking to her too, saying,
And I go up to her at some point and I go, "Hey,
Hey,
you seem like a future adventurer."
are you gonna take me on
No,
the ship?
no. However, I am going to leave you responsible for the well-being of the town. And I want you to
Shouldn't that be
practice.
somebody else's job?
I want you to practice every day so that when you get older, you can be the #1 badass in the entire region.
You said the bad word.
Well, I am, after all, a badass.
I'm gonna get in trouble if you keep saying that.
You won't get in trouble. I'm the hero of the town. We can do whatever we want. That's why you gotta practice, and then you can be the hero of the town. And then you
She
can
leans
say
forward and
badass all
says-
you want.
Badass.
Badass! I reach into my cloak, into one of my special slot cloak daggers,
Ooh.
and I pull out
Oh
the
my.
weaver, and I hand her the weaver, and I say, "This is the weaver.
She takes it by the handle.
This is very important, and you can't hurt it. It is now your best friend."
She goes to her belt and takes out this very tiny dagger that she's had, and it's useful for like cutting something roughly the size of a shoelace, and says, "Here, I guess you can have mine if this is my new one."
What's its name?
I didn't name it.
You should always name your weapons. That's my #1 tip for a hero.
Then I'll name it Spellwater.
Spellwater it is. And I put it in the slot that the weaver came out of and kind of tighten it a little bit so it fits around it.
Aza.
She puts the weaver into her little makeshift leather scabbard, and it does not fit super well.
Don't lose it.
I won't. Be safe out there.
What is it, Hubble?
What's a badass?
A badass is someone that's really, really cool. Like a hero.
Is Aza cool?
Of course I'm cool. What do you take me for?
This is really confusing to Hubble. I mean, especially because he like probably knows bad being like a negative thing that people he attacks, and then now you're saying badass is cool.
If badass is cool, then cool ass. No, good ass. Not cool.
Anyways, so I need you to practice every day to be able to sneak around, because that's what you seem good at. Sneak around and stab things, because you know what this dagger was named after.
No.
This got the name Weaver because it was the first time that I successfully snuck an attack against an enemy. And it was against a giant spider.
She gasped at the idea of a giant spider.
And I knocked it out before anyone else could even start the fight. And that's why you gotta be a cool, sneaky, stabby badass.
Okay.
That's why you gotta be a cool.
Why are you having these misgivings about Asa being a robot?
People don't get it.
I'll explain explain it later, Hopple, when we're on the ship and have more time.
Okay. Nothing like arming children.
No! Okay, we said no.
Handing a child a murder weapon.
We
Tale
said
as old
that
as
we
time.
spent several days there teaching the villagers things. I didn't just leave her.
Nothing like telling
taught
children
her-
to sneak around and stab people.
I taught her basic techniques of safety. Come on now. I didn't just hand it to her and leave. This wasn't like the last day.
You've created
I
a
thought you
serial
were gonna
murderer.
say the last time. This wasn't like the last time. Sorry.
Yeah,
Moving on.
that dog really caused problems after she left. It was stabbing people.
And that's when half the village died.
Moving on.
Sad
Yep.
day.
Shut up! I did a nice thing, damn it!
Yes, you did. It was very sweet. I was very much on my end, so.
So, everybody on the boat?
Yep.
Hovel's just standing on the beach.
We got you on the boat. We rode you in.
What was the
Or
name of
maybe
the
not.
dagger that the girl gave me?
Spellwater.
Kenneth will be up with his.
But yeah, Hovel will eventually get on the
That'd be
ship
great.
as Asa and Flora and Kenneth all tell him. It's like, no, the docks are safe. You can walk on the docks this time. It's like, just
Mm-hmm.
come this way, follow us, and go through this door.
Mhm.
So yeah, he will eventually be on the ship.
Okay, excellent. Kenneth, you have the back part of the ship where you can make a little nest area. Bully, you got your books. Aza's got a psychopath child with a knife. Hubble's got her thing. Flora's got her spell. Joe's got a zone of silence on her. Everybody's good. I think everybody's happy.
Joe's just spent the entire time running around naked in the fields. Let's be real. That's what she spent the 3 days doing.
Well, she did cast that spell last time, which was this huge, 8-hour spell.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, she healed
So
the fields and the crops.
Yeah. So everybody's really pleased at that all the plants are growing back, more bountiful than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Spell
And we'll
water,
cover-
right?
Spell water, yeah.
Okay.
WATER.
Shut up. What do you mean real IRL stealth? What did she do?
What was the name of this town again? Sorry.
This was Stone Point. Because I like to name things adjective verb,
Stone Point.
The only way to name things.
right? Why am I buzzing so much?
Let us sail upon the seven seas.
Messages.
Kenneth will start humming the Pirates of the Caribbean theme.
I like that song. It's catchy.
Dun, 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 dun. So where
At
are
some
we?
point-
Where are we sailing off to in the first place?
Hovel's confused.
Are you doing mood lighting through my camera?
Yes. I don't know. Where are you guys going?
I thought we were going to one of the nearest. He told us about the really mean guy. Remember the other pirate lord that was really charismatic and stuff. That we were gonna go take him out, weren't we? Remember that?
I don't remember anything. So
The dude that we had that ran away. When we were grilling him, he told us about the nearest other pirate lord that was nearby. And Jamie, can you refresh? He was very
Yeah.
charismatic, and he had
So I believe the one that he had.
personality was kind of
Yeah, he was talking about the Walrus, which is the other
yeah.
pirate
The
lord
Walrus.
that was
Exactly.
in this general vicinity. He's still 2 or 3 days sailing away, and that kind of puts you in his zone, not necessarily where he's at. But he is northwest of this location, 2 or 3 days worth of solid sailing. But
So yeah, I thought we were going to
friendly guy.
Can you give a little details on said his personality?
You got his first name, which was no, you got his actual name, which was White Tusk, and he's just a chipper gent. Nobody really likes fighting him, but they just give him what he wants.
Wait, why were we going after the only pirate that everyone seems to not want to fight?
Because he's one of the bad pirates.
I don't actually remember. Did he say he was like one of the worst ones? I can't remember if he said that.
What does the handy dandy notebook say about him?
Well, however, for whatever reason, we're still going to want to go after pirates. Might as well go after this one.
All we know is that the eel said that he's fun and he parties.
Meanwhile, Hovel's just standing on the bow of the ship, like as far forward as he can get.
So there's a good chance if we're going after him, we could just join his party and then stab him there.
Yeah, only one problem with that strategy.
What?
Paladin.
I never said that we had to take you along.
That is true, and it would probably be wise.
So what is the...
Hi, Troll! Welcome in!
Yo.
What are the criteria for Kenneth letting us come on?
Oh, Kenneth has no problem with you guys doing it. He would just be absolutely terrible at doing it himself.
It has to be after midnight. He has to be fed. No water.
I guess Kenneth is kind of the opposite of subtle, which is what your point is, I'm guessing.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Kenneth will not be able to infiltrate or lie like that. Not with any measure of success.
He'd just be like, go into the party and be like, we're here to kill you.
That is literally what he would do, yes. Also, as a paladin, I technically can't. It would be go against my principles to join a group, even for infiltration.
Hovel smash.
No, Hovel. Not yet.
Okay.
It would be an interesting strategy though to like, if he's so jovial and wants to party, it seems like having a meeting with him would be fairly easy. Just talking to him.
Who knows? Maybe because he's so different, he doesn't get along with the other pirates, and that's why the snake dude ratted him out. And then maybe we have a secret ally or something. You never know.
We can only dream.
Well, I'm full of dreams.
So you guys are talking over your map table, determining where to go.
Hovel and I'll know what that.
Yes.
Generally, the direction that the walrus is in, does that at all line up with the direction that the compass is pointing?
General direction, yeah. Since you guys are on the coast, everything northwest is out into the water.
Alright, well, just making sure it wasn't like complete opposite directions or something.
Nope, you're going to turn the boat around and go right onto the land.
God damn it, don't say shit like that when I'm taking a drink.
I couldn't tell, your camera wasn't there.
God damn it. Anyways,
Well, let me know when we've been sailing for a day or two.
Speaking of where we're going, I just realized that we said before we actually properly go after the pirate, we would dip into a few coast towns until we find a replacement for Griff that isn't 6 years old.
Okay. So you guys are taking off, leaving this town behind?
We made sure to...
Amanda, you're muted.
Thank you, Matt. Do we have a map that we can look at, like, on the screen to people?
You
muted
cut out
again.
for most of that.
Yeah.
Do we have a map that we can put on the screen to show the viewers what the team is looking at when they look at the map?
Not yet. We don't really have a map of the
Coast
area
yet.
Okay.
I'm working on design.
Is that a thing that you would want to commission an artist for?
I thought you already had something similar.
I've got a map of 2 or 3 islands that we're going to visit, but I don't have a map of the coast yet.
Because the reason I ask is because in the other game I'm in, someone the girlfriend of the GM made a map, like a world map. Sounds kind of similar to what we need. I don't know what her rates are, but it can't be that expensive because I didn't show you, did I? I got a commission of the till from her, and it's so cute.
Oh. I think
Well,
she's gone.
When your camera is working, we'll have to see it.
I can
Yeah,
put it on
we'll-
Discord.
We'll see. I'm gonna try my hand at making another little tea-stained map. It's just this week and moving and all that's been crazy.
Yay.
Cool. It's up to you. I just kind
Yeah.
of, I guess I just kind of assumed that you didn't want to do it since you've been so busy.
No,
But if you're
I
gonna
like doing
not
it.
be
It's my free
busy,
time
then-
stuff.
Cool. Carry on.
Okay. So yeah, you know of the next couple of towns. I think on your notebook you have them as Safe Harbor, Not So Safe Harbor, and Plek.
Yes.
Is there anyone you're aiming at?
I mean, wait, which one was this? Safe Harbor?
No, this is Stone Point.
Oh. Oh, so 3 other cities on the map.
Yes.
Okay.
Are they same distance?
You would have to go more north to go to Safe Harbor and more west to go to Not So Safe Harbor. And Plek is kind of in between, but a little bit further out.
But are they like would it take around the same time to get to each?
Yeah. Plek's a little bit
Well,
further
kind of
out,
stumped
so it'll
then.
take 3 or 4.
Do we have any other info about them?
No.
Well, it's like Greenland and Iceland, so Not So Safe Harbor is the more safe of the harbors.
Is this
And
legit,
safe-
or are you just making a joke right now?
A little bit both. I'm the DM, so it's legit. So, in order of safety, it's Not So Safe Harbor, Plek, then Safe Harbor.
I kind of want to go to Plek just because, I mean, who names
name
a
is
place
Plek?
Plek?
Wait, which place is Walrus supposed to be at? Any of them?
No, we're stopping by first before we go out to sea to get walrus.
Oh, they're all out to sea.
Oh. Are there any
There's-
on the way to walrus?
If you can find like an underwater one, maybe.
What?
But these places
What?
aren't really close to each other. They're islands
What do
away.
you mean underwater one of what? A city?
There's a chance that there's aquatic people living in the waters out here.
Well, yeah, but
But I'm
Ooh,
asking
fun.
if any of
Creatures
the
from the depths.
islands are on the route to walrus. That's what we
So-
were planning, was to use them as a pit stop, basically.
These are the 3 closest harbors.
Which one is best in the direction of walrus?
They're all in that general vicinity. He's kind of in that area. No one
Hmm.
told you where he is exactly.
So
He's probably
stopping there
out to
could
sea.
actually find walrus in theory, potentially, question mark.
Yep.
Yeah, you could run.
He could be.
across-
He could be. Yeah, he's on a ship. He could be anywhere.
we can
Let's go
run
to-
into.
Let's go to Safe Harbor then. If there's gonna be a pirate, it's gonna be in the not safe place, most likely, right?
Let's do it.
Flawless logic.
Yeah.
Yep, that works for me.
So Safe
Usually
Harbor
don't.
is a little bit more to the west from where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Of the 3, it's the most western, but it's still northwest. So west by northwest is what you're aiming for, according to your charts.
Yes, Cameron.
Not that I'm gonna be able to use them, but were there any like sailing maps and all that? There's all that, like, you know, like how like sometimes you don't go on a straight route because of like stuff in the water.
curvature, yeah, the curvature,
Yeah.
the planet.
Well, just no, not just that. Just like sometimes there's just bad certain spots
Yeah,
in the
there's
ocean you
also
don't.
certain spots in the ocean you want to avoid in general.
Do you have any experience reading sea charts?
I'm saying not my character, but I'm saying were they on the boat, and does anyone's character have
I
any interaction?
imagine Flora would have asked for them, wwhether or not she knows how to read them.
And I think Joe's character would have seen them, and you did have some charts from the eel.
Joe can do.
Yeah, Joe
Right.
is a sailor, right? Or,
Mhm.
Cutting
I
out
mean,
enough for others.
Sibylla.
Oh, so yeah, Joe would know them.
So she would have gone looking for them during the time when we were, I assume, after she was finished with the ritual and then resting up from the ritual, that she would have gone to prepare the ship because she's the only one who knows how to prepare a ship. So she would have
Yeah.
gotten rations, made
Okay.
sure we had everything that we need. And that is what
Maybe-
I think Sibylla did this week.
Sure.
I'm just saying, maybe that's like we do a good role for like how good we can like navigate and make sure we don't just like go into unnecessarily trouble in the water. Just saying,
Mhm.
try to make our life a little easier.
Sounds good to me. Let me pull up the Sibylla sheet and see what she's got.
I have some RP for when we're actually sailing, because it seems like we're still debating on where the fuck to go. So when we
Yeah.
actually start sailing, please inform me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give her this.
Damn! Nat 20! For a
So,
total of
Sibylla-
27.
Sibylla is able to read the charts that the eel left behind and points out a couple of the more dangerous things in the water. There's strong currents in this area. There's bad storms over here, and you know what to watch out for now.
All right, let's go sailing.
Oh, by the way, everyone in chat should totally do !Discord and join the Discord, and then you can go to campaign art and see the cute new picture of Natil that I posted in there.
It is adorable, by the way.
So cute. Such a good boy.
Oh, he looks like a Cylon Raider ship.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It's a Battlestar Galactica thing.
It's a nerd thing.
Troll. Anyways,
So we're sailing now.
may Belnar
You
bless
guys
you.
are sailing. You've taken off to much fanfare and exclamation from the village as you left.
Oh, I did some kazoo lessons throughout the village too.
Sure.
After several hours of sailing, Pavel will find Flora wherever she is. And go, Flora,
Yes, Abo?
where pretty lady on front of...
I'm sorry, say that again?
Where's the pretty lady on the front of the ship?
Where's the pretty lady on the front of the ship? Oh. That's a good point. If I was making, like, changes to the ship, I could have updated the look of it, right, Jamie?
Sure.
So
Minor
what-
changes.
Oh. What kind of minor changes?
You can change the color of the sails if you wanted. You can change minor cosmetic things on the ship.
Minor cosmetic things like...
You cannot change the functionality of the ship in the time you had.
The function of the ship.
Yeah, okay,
So-
okay, cool.
You can't add 7 more cannons.
Why is it so dark in here?
I didn't do it.
Trust you with my room anymore. Okay. So then, what was the figurehead on the ship originally?
The figurehead,
This was
for
a-
themes,
this
I'm
was
going to
a-
start with the bottom. So, though, yeah, it's a Yuan-Ti ship. The waist of the ship comes out of the front of the boat, and it transitions from wood to this figure of a mostly undressed Yuan-Ti woman who's
So she's
got
very serpentine.
very serpentine, got a hand like pointing out to the water.
So she's having a Titanic moment.
Definitely.
So I think that this might fuck with your plans, Matt, but I really like it. I think
Okay.
that in trying to make the ship more home for the group, Flora would have reshaped the figurehead and tried to make it like something more familiar, more welcoming, and then also still very water and nautical. So upon close inspection, anyone who knew her would notice that the figurehead now looks a lot like Effie.
Aww. That
And
damn
so
bitch
that-
left us behind.
Pavel's still going to
I'm
ask you-
kidding. I'm kidding.
Pavel's still going to ask where she is, because
Oh, it's extended.
as far as he's aware, there's always supposed to be a statue at the front of a ship.
She had to define shit for him. How's he aware of anything? But maybe he
What do you mean at the front of the ship? What do you mean by that? I'm just
like
confused.
the figurehead on the
He's looking for the figurehead
stern or whatever.
at the bow.
Me for all of the words
Bow
I'm
is the
using.
front.
Are we gonna
The
have to
ship knows.
learn
It's
ship
a technical
terms
term.
now, or
You won't, but my best friend is in the Navy, so I probably.
It's the ship nose, the starburst, the pork
Yes.
side.
Pork side.
wait,
starboard side.
Troll, are you not glad to
ship
see
cut.
me? Why'd you say you're glad to see Wolfie, but not me?
Heh,
Excuse
Because I was
me.
sick last week.
heh, heh, heh.
Threatened much?
All right, Asa, give me an
Thank
animal
you, Troll.
handling for Wolfie.
Nice to see
I
you
was gonna
too.
say, I play Asa. I'm always jealous of everything when I am playing Asa.
Pork side.
Bully just is writing in his journal immediately, like scribbling stuff down, like he's like, has a font of inspiration or something.
Okay, yeah,
Can I just-
actually,
Good.
yeah,
Captain's
actually,
log.
since Havel doesn't know what a ship, yeah, he wouldn't know that there's supposed to be a statue at the front. Okay, never mind.
Well, he might have seen her.
You've seen him.
Up on.
Oh yeah, yeah, when he was getting on the ship, yeah, when he was getting on the boat, he might have seen her.
Like Effie, maybe
Mhm.
even.
No, I don't think you would recognize it as Effie.
Oh, okay. Well, he would have seen it. So Havel comes
Yeah.
to ask about the woman on the ship.
Is a 14 enough of a history check to remember what Effie looked like?
Yeah. Did that happen recently in your life? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a week ago. It's not.
Yeah,
been
you
that
guys are
long.
Okay. So yeah, okay, so I did notice that essentially Effie is just attached to the front of the ship.
Yeah.
This will be great.
Well,
So, that I feel would almost be potentially traumatic for Havel.
Did you change anything else about the figurehead? The Little Mermaid-esque seashell bra and the flowy.
oh, I mean.
No, now it's coconuts.
Oh God, that's so true. Oh. Damn it. No, I think that in honor of her friends, Flora would definitely make her, she would represent her in a way that she doesn't think would embarrass Effie. So fully covered. But then, you know how sometimes they're like holding out a trident or something? She'll be like cradling a small like coconut type thing like Effie did. Like
Okay, that's exactly where I thought you were going, but I was very surprised.
For some
Actually
reason,
not
you
there.
managed to make that pretty wholesome concept sound
I
creepy.
can't understand you. What, Blue?
I said somehow you managed to make that pretty wholesome concept sound kind of creepy.
What? Why?
Aw,
She's
yeah.
holding a coconut.
You know what I kind of like? It can even be her holding the coconut out, like, cracked open in there.
Ooh! Ooh!
Oh my
better yet,
god, like the
Better
moment
yet,
when she
I used-
abandoned us.
I used
You
one
actually
of the-
used the coconut.
Yeah, I used it, not Effie's because that's like special, but one of the light nuts. And now we have a light at the front of our ship.
Oh
I
boy.
am so down with that.
Oh boy, we've got a giant. We are here.
Wait, just, I mean, Bully doesn't say this, but having a constant light on your boat maybe, like, not be a good thing.
Asa
I mean, you guys
definitely says that. Do you
You
even
guys-
know
You guys can
Asa?
always just walk up to the bow, take it from her hands, and put it somewhere where the light can't be seen, like into a barrel nearby.
Or cover it.
Yeah, or just cover
Yeah,
it with a
right.
cloth.
This point gets made over the course of the 3 days. If Flora changes it back, Effie's actual. No, she's still afraid to put Effie's actual coconut there. What if we lose it?
You don't have to put Effie's actual coconut.
No, she'll make a coconut.
You could also
Okay.
use the light nut
And, yeah, I
and,
like
and
the
like
effort holding it.
make
That's a good
like
idea.
you can make it so it's like a half of a coconut, and then you put the nut in the coconut when you want the light, and then you take it out when you don't want the light.
Basically, create a custom cover. Alright, we're
Okay.
sailing, or, no, just joking.
So
Alright.
she'll use the light nuts though as like lanterns throughout the ship. And then like little hinges on the top so you can just close it. Open the lanterns, close the lanterns, open the lanterns, close the lanterns. Free lanterns.
So then Havel is just going to stand at the bow of the ship, just as far forward as he can be, like he is on the.
Does he
Alright,
Nope.
Okay, cool. All right, go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
About 40 minutes after we start the thing, Kenneth will like go down and say like, he'll look around and see everyone's sort of like not doing too much stuff. He'll be like, yeah, hey everyone, maybe we should swab the decks.
I just realized, too, that once we start sailing, Aza would immediately be like, we're trying to get everyone to figure out their positions. We need to know the pecking order. We need to know everyone's jobs. I am not leaving a ship loosey-goosey. Who is doing what job?
Hovel do what Hovel told.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Hey, Kenneth, you want to be the janitor if your idea was to swab the deck?
Oh, we all should be swabbing. We should all be swabbing the decks and keeping everything ship shape. I know that swabbing the decks is a very important part of sailing a ship.
And
So what you're saying is you know nothing about sailing a ship.
What?
he
what
learned
you're
everything.
saying-
He learned everything he knows about adventuring at all from books. I almost called you Virgie. Oh my god. He knows everything he knows about adventuring from books. You really think he's gonna know about sailing properly?
Anything actually?
And this is definitely in character.
You guys also spent like 2 whole weeks like learning how to do all this stuff. You guys all spent.
We learned how to sail boats, not ships.
Yep. Sibylla's actually taking the wheel and giving you pointers on what to do. But once you get the boat like settled in on where it's going and it has a heading, it doesn't require a lot of upkeep.
We
Yeah.
still need
As long as
jobs,
the wind
damn
is in the
it!
same way. Yeah, exactly. And kind of suggesting that we all swab the decks.
That's not a position. That's a basic job that anyone can do.
All right, so let's start doing it. He starts handing out how it swabs.
Swabs.
He's even got an oversized one for Hovel.
Like, maybe... I keep wanting to call you Virgie. God damn it. My brain... I've been doing too much Strahd prep. Flora! Maybe Flora can be the navigator and help with
Well, no.
something.
I mean,
With,
Kenneth has already started
with
swabbing the
brain
deck.
the
with
navigator
brain
would be the
energy.
person that knows the most about the sea.
Well,
I think.
Sibylla can't have all the jobs just because she sailed before.
Well, that's the one job she has to do, isn't it? We can't
She's
hear.
the captain. What's going on? What?
I don't know.
You guys
I
are
don't know,
arguing
you
about
know.
your roles.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're arguing. Kenneth is swabbing the deck.
Okay.
Kenneth.
Well, Bully's not arguing. I was arguing.
I'm
Bully
trying to
has
figure
been
out-
handed a swab.
I was
Yep,
trying
so
to figure out
Bully
what the
and
hell you
Kenneth are
handed him.
swabbing the deck.
I was trying to figure out what the hell you just gave him. Like, what the heck is this thing?
It's like a
Here,
sword.
Hovel, do what I'm doing.
Good.
And Kenneth continues to enthusiastically swab the decks.
Did you give it to him with the mop end on the top or on the bottom?
The right way. He doesn't know you're basically mopping.
Okay. So you would have given me the mop the proper direction. Okay, so Hovel will then
Mhm.
just take the stick and just start swinging it back and forth with the bushy end on the wood of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I like that. It's a very calm day. The boat does hit a few waves and it does spray up some water. So you are mopping and more water from the ocean gets sprayed on, but it's nothing. You're not getting drenched. You're not
I
getting
was
tossed
also doing
around.
this at one location.
The one place will be swabbed so clean that the wood starts to deteriorate.
Just back and forth, yeah.
But because Flora just like rebuilt the boat, nothing's particularly dirty. You're just cleaning a pretty clean boat.
So I'm glad
Yep,
you mentioned that because
is
as
it.
soon as Kenneth started saying this, Flora's just gonna give him a look like, "The fuck is wrong with my boat, Kenneth?"
Well, my boat
Kenneth
was good
doesn't
enough
know,
for you?
Kenneth doesn't know why you swab a boat. He just knows that you do.
They've watched enough Sunday morning cartoons to know.
She'll just like stomp off, muttering something under her breath about, "Want it's clean? Go fucking clean it yourself, asshole."
Which is exactly what he's doing.
Yep.
Kenneth. I mean, yeah, Kenneth
So
and Bully.
Kenneth
just-
You
Kenneth
guys,
and Bully are also racing each other with their swabbing, and Bully is winning.
you guys have a marvelous day of and swabbing the deck. Just tending to the sails every once in a while.
So Flora,
Sibylla keeps us on track.
Flora,
Yeah.
what do you want your job to be? Apparently Kenneth is the janitor. What do you want to do?
Who's the captain?
Sibylla, because you gave it to her.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Because she knows what she's doing. Yeah, no, that was a good decision.
But I feel like Sibylla should be navigator, and you could still be captain. Like, you could still be the one making choices, and she's the one who does ship things.
Yeah, that probably sounds like a better idea.
But
Well,
you'd have to get
Bully's like,
you'd have to get captain back from Sibylla.
Done, I'm captain. Sibylla says, okay.
Does that mean I can be first mate again?
Flora looks at you and suspiciously and goes, is that the only reason you wanted me to be captain again?
No,
Hey, Kenneth.
that really isn't
Up top,
actually.
you said that you were doing a thing with that dog.
Yep.
You took the dog on the ship?
Absolutely.
You fucking
Yeah.
bastard!
With a dog.
That was what the sleight of hand rule was about.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ.
So you're a good 3-4 hours out, and there's a dog on the ship now.
it reminds you of Effie, the bark. I'm just joking.
Asa, why is your dog on the ship? I thought you left it behind.
Wait, what? My dog is on the ship. I storm over. What the fuck, Kenneth? Why did you put my dog on the fucking ship? You're gonna get a fucking dog killed.
Wait, hold on. How do you know it was Kenneth?
Because who else would it fucking be?
It could have been Bully. You don't know.
Really, Bully is gonna do something to piss Asa off? When
I mean, he does it unintentionally all the time.
this is a thing that you would not accidentally piss her off, okay? You know that this would piss her off. This is not something you do accidentally. This is why he rolled a sleight of hand check to begin with.
Well, so what
But yeah,
happens?
in Kenneth loading up the boat, it was pretty easy to, throw the dog in one of the empty barrels, toss him up there, and be like, "Here's some kibble."
No, Kenneth did that to get him on board, but then let him out after he got on board.
Sure,
Just told him to
not
be
a
quiet.
problem.
He didn't do any. He didn't do anything mean. Kenneth leans on his swab and says, well, okay, Asa. Thing is that as I was loading the boat, Doggo came up to me,
Taco.
and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I realized he really wanted to come with us, and I felt like, yeah,
You're going
why
to
not?
get our
And so I
dog.
brought him with.
You're gonna get him killed. That's why not.
I promise I will not get him killed.
Audio ever. I felt like, yeah, why not? So I let him come with.
Yeah.
I swear to God,
brought him on board.
Kenneth, you are
useful.
psychotic.
They'll be useful.
Everyone says I'm the crazy one. You brought a dog on a ship.
Yeah, he'll be useful. He can help kill the rats.
Oh my God! Then why didn't you get a fucking cat? Why'd you get a dog for the
Kenneth
rat?
pauses for like a second, then he's like, that would have made more sense, wouldn't it?
It's a farm dog, not a sailing dog.
He seems to be doing alright.
Does this dog, and I point to the dog, does this dog really look like it is meant for the sea?
DM, does this dog look like it is meant for the sea?
This dog is puking over the rail right now.
No, the dog is fine on the ship. It's now that you let the doors open and it can run freely. It's just running back and forth on the top deck, up the stairs, down the
So it's
stairs.
like having it's like having fun.
Yeah, it's having a good time.
Kenneth's like, well, he seems to be having okay.
It'll do that dog thing where it like pounces onto someone with the front two legs and then pushes off them and then starts running again to the next person
If you-
around.
Oh, and don't worry, I told Silver Talon not to bother him.
If it dies, it is on your conscience.
It
That is
goes
true.
to appease on the middle mast.
And I swear to
Kenneth will
God,
walk over and start swabbing.
you better make sure that thing doesn't pee all over the ship. It needs a
Kenneth,
designated spot.
Kenneth, you're falling even farther behind, man.
No, Kenneth will like swab faster and then run back over to his swabbing with Bully.
So yeah, your first day at sea is it's a cluster of stuff.
Is this?
It's this, yeah. It's a lot more of this. Hey,
When it gets too dark to swab, Kenneth will, I guess, attempt to train the dog as best he can.
well, okay. Who's doing dinner?
Who cooks? Good
I
time.
love hardtack. Hardtack is great.
I was gonna say, we probably have, like, non-cooking provisions.
Iron rations.
That's why I said non-cooking provisions. That's
Sure.
You still have to boil the salted pork, though, unless you want to have, like, salt headache.
What can you do with the Duncans?
We can set Sibylla to do it for these couple days because she's a boat person.
Yeah,
We're,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
She probably knows.
She's navigating the world of cuisine.
so she'll grab a rope, tie it around the wheels post, and then go downstairs and make a little dinner. And, little pots, little bowls with wooden spoons, and she'll bring it up and be like, hey, here's food. In the nighttime, do you guys want to keep sailing through the night, or do you want to anchor down and stop?
Havel's still swabbing the deck unless someone told him to stop.
Nobody did.
I feel like
Bully told you to stop.
Yeah, I feel like-
Bully wouldn't say anything. Never mind. Damn it.
Yeah, Kenneth's not sure about what swabbing, about the purpose of swabbing, but so he's not going to tell Havel to
I
stop.
feel like Asa after a certain point would tell him, like, she'll let him go for a long time, but after a point where it gets excessive, she would stop him.
He's also never moved from the spot where Kenneth handed him the mop in the first place. He's still been doing that exact same spot, just back and forth.
So,
Why did it
over the course of an entire day, how many times over do you think they swabbed the entire ship?
Well, Kenneth and Bully must have done the top and lower decks 3, 4, 5 times, and Havel did his one
Okay.
section all day.
After he's done, Kenneth is like just lying on the deck, like panting, because he's been swabbing in full plate armor.
Asa
You got
is
the dog
so done.
right in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Asa's
Good old
like,
doggo.
All over.
hey, Bully.
Well,
So she's looking for any reason, basically, to end the swabbing madness. So she's like, hey, Bully. You see this stack of books that we got from the town on cooking? You seem like the most suited to read them and learn how to cook properly.
Actually, I'm not really big on seasoning.
I
Veggies-
shoved the books like into his chest. Like, you're going to learn how to cook, right?
No.
Wrong answer!
I love the question in that.
Sorry, Asa, but we all have our skills, and cooking ain't mine.
That's why you learn.
enough.
No one else here is skilled in that. Literally, no one is like a chef. So
Well,
It's not like
seems
you're
like you're
much
more
competition.
Why don't you learn?
Hey, Asa, seems like you're more interested than me,
Because
so sounds like
I'm
your
the
thing.
I'm the first mate. That's what I'm doing. I'm delegating.
Oh, guys, I wish you would
Oh.
have talked to me about this because Jimothy just got his 2nd Michelin star. Oh,
What?
Wait, question. Bully at this point legitimately would be like, wait, what? What? First mate means you tell me what to do?
first mate means the first one to be eaten if you run out of food. That's
Well,
a traditional sailing
That's not
term.
much for you guys, considering I'm the
Kenneth!
smallest person
Kenneth! I
here.
call Kenneth over.
What? Kenneth yells from his spot on the deck where he's just sort of, again, lying there.
What? Can she tell me what to do?
Yeah? Why?
She wants me to like cook for. I don't wanna.
Just stop
Why do you want
swabbing
him to cook?
because I want the swabbing to end.
It's
Oh.
nighttime. It's too dark to swab. We'll do it tomorrow.
No, this is like earlier, I guess.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, this
cutting
is-
you. She's stopping you before you
This
guys
is
go all
when it's
day.
still, yeah, this is when it's still happening.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. Then it's like, why would we stop?
Because it's driving me mad and it's only the first fucking day.
Well, then why don't you help us?
Because I want the swabbing to stop, not encourage it more. You don't need to swab this much. Really, you really don't.
Holy is literally broken. He's like,
We don't?
No, you don't.
No, we're
you
always
can
talking
do-
about swabbing the
can-
deck.
You don't have to swab literally all day.
Well, what else are we supposed to do?
I don't know. Fucking read the cookbooks. I don't give a shit. Just stop swabbing.
Well, I mean, if it means that much to you, I guess we can lay off for today. We can start up in the same place tomorrow, will we?
Oh
yeah,
god.
totally.
Okay, cool. We'll leave off for today then.
All the while, Flora's like trimming the sails, making sure everything's right, and just kind of looking fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is in
Boys.
ship shape.
Havel, stop.
Also,
Of course.
yeah, it's like Havel's either still swabbing, or if Flora told him to help her, he would have started doing that. Otherwise, he's still standing and swabbing.
Well, Aza told
Wait,
you
yeah,
to stop
Flora
probably
would
around
ask
the
for
same.
help, but also I have a feeling that after a while, Havel will worry about like whatever coating is on the ship in that one spot, and she'd be like, "Honey, just stop, just stop."
It's just this 4-foot long line that's the size of the mop end that he's just been going back and forth with.
Hey, Havel, which direction are you like looking? Are you looking back towards the main part of the ship? Or are you looking forward?
I'm looking towards, like, I'm standing with my back out, directly out to sea, so I'm looking towards the helm.
Okay.
Because that's where I was standing facing out to sea with my back to the helm before Kenneth walked over and handed me the mop and said, "Help us swab the deck."
It's funny
Sounds
the
good.
way that Flora's trying to cope by just ignoring them. Aza's trying to cope to stop them, and then it's like they're just idiots regardless of what method you use.
Okay.
So then Flora,
If
after a
it's
while,
still,
you stop, Havel.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do.
if you stop us when it's still light out, Kenneth will instead switch to fishing.
If
Oh, thank
Well,
God.
she won't stop Kenneth. She'll stop Havel.
Well,
But
I
if
stopped
Havel-
them though.
So Havel was probably stopped much earlier.
Yeah. So she'll take Havel over and she'll teach him how to trim the catch the winds. And she'll be like, so what we need to do in order to be able to go as fast as possible is that if the wind is blowing in one direction, we want the sails to be in that direction so that the wind does this. And then she'll like hit the wind with the sail and it'll billow out. And she'll be like, see, all the wind is getting caught in the sail.
I like how
And then-
Havel is one of the most useful people on the ship right now.
And then she'll teach him to look at the flags on the ship in the direction.
Oh, dang.
She'll be like, the wind is what makes them blow in that direction. So if the flag is pointing that way, you point the sails that way by pulling this way. And she'll work with him for a while until he gets it down. Because I have a feeling it's going to be stupid useful that Havel doesn't sleep, can follow simple directions, and will
Yeah.
be able to sit there and do
Actually, I was about to say, it's like, I would be willing to roll like some type of check to see like if I actually just learn the phrase "trim the sails" and then learn that means what direction are the flags pointing, make this really really big square of cloth, and turn it until it goes boosh.
Yep. Yeah. What would that take, Jamie?
Let's see. To learn a new skill.
I imagine I can make the roll with advantage because not only do I have someone teaching me this, it's someone who actually understands how Havel's mind works.
Yeah, I'll let you do that with an insight check.
An insight check with advantage.
Yeah,
Okie dokie.
that's a good one for you.
Also, I just realized that once Asa is done yelling at the boys and gives up, she probably would be spending her time practicing rope work.
There's plenty of rope here. So yeah, Havel, you go through the motion a few times, and it's so calm and peaceful of a day where this isn't challenging. Nothing's fighting you because you have the strength of, a small mountain. And this is a task you're good at.
I'm so proud of him.
And then Havel will just look at Flora, just trim the sails.
Trim the sails. Good work, buddy.
And
Yeah.
there are 3 sails. There's the front mast, the back mast, and the middle. And they all function the same way. It's so easy a drunken sailor can do it.
And a hobble.
I was gonna say, it's so easy a stone can do it.
Yep. You got this. So that's your first day sailing. Your
So
night
Havel
sailing.
will now stand under the center mast
Oh, Flora's
and
gonna
wait
teach it.
and wait for the command trim the sails.
Well, no, whenever the sail goes flat, you have to turn it to catch it. And you have to do that with all the sails. Not just this one.
He understands that he has to do it with all of them. It's just you didn't. I don't know if 21 is enough for him to get the fact that whenever they're not whoosh, to make them whoosh.
Also, you're saying that you think Havel would learn how to do it, but you'd have to give him, like, the command word.
What do you think, DM?
I think that's up to Havel's the character.
Fair point.
That's definitely a character decision.
Okie dokie.
No, you'd need to tell him to trim the sails. He wouldn't be like a 21 is a high roll for him, but you have to keep in mind his intelligence still 4.
True.
Yeah, and he's also been a servant his entire life. He doesn't understand the idea of just do thing.
Yeah. Me telling you that that's too much or not enough, that's me stepping on your character.
It's the idea of he takes commands. Like he's done it his whole life, and he hasn't really figured out that he doesn't have to yet.
Got it.
Okay,
So if you ever wanted to trim the sails, you have to tell him to. So he will just stand under the center mast, facing the bow until told.
Bully would want that job. He'd be like, "Oh, I'll tell him what to do. I'll do." Looking over at Asa like,
Wait, what are you saying?
Billy
do
wants
what?
to have the job of tell Havel to trim the sails.
Oh, I look at him and I go, thank fucking God you want a different job than swabbing.
literally, all my job literally is just to look up in the sky a lot and watch the sails, and then I tell him.
Asa approves, and Asa actually goes over to Havel and I say, you know how I told you that you're not allowed to listen to Bully?
Yes.
If he tells you trim the sails, you listen to him.
Trim the sails?
The one thing.
If Bully says trim the sails, you can listen to him.
Okay.
There you go, Bully. You officially have some permission with Havel. Congratulations, you just had to annoy her enough with something else for her to be like, yes, take Havel!
Yes, please go do that thing instead of this.
I'll be right back. I have to take my.
We should take a break, because I have to take
That's
my
a break.
drugs anyway, so...
That works.
All right, we're taking a drug break.
Alright.
Everybody get their drugs.
I'll be back.
I have my drugs with me, so I'm here, everybody. Hi, chat. How is everybody? Troll, how are you? Alone?
And-
Are you still
Yeah,
here?
Troll, I do work on Tuesday. We can't go out on a date. I'm busy.
Wait, you're getting Troll on a date? I'm jealous.
No, we can't because you work on Tuesday.
Can we do like a three-way date or something?
You want to have a 3-way with me.
I didn't say that.
You said, I want a 3-way.
A three-way date with Troll really is what I care about more
That's
than
not
you.
a 3-way date. That's a date.
No, well, I meant like I want in on your date so I could get with Troll. The only way
So
that
you
I would want
date
The
with
only-
Troll.
The only reason I would want to be with you is if you stop telling stupid jokes.
Then you will never get with me.
Exactly.
See, you gotta
I
get with my
can't-
friend. Then we're making love forever. Friendship never ends.
Troll's just sitting here like, what?
It's okay. It's about the zigga zigga.
Zig zig, ah. Do you have some bad news?
hmm
Are you
He's
gonna say you
madly
don't
in
want
love with
me? Just because he's in love with you doesn't mean he can't also have a date with me.
I'm Polly. I know this.
I know, that's why I said it.
I know. That's why I said it.
Then why would that be as bad news then?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know. That's why we're going on a date, so we can learn more about me.
Jamie might say all the dad jokes. Oh god. What are you... But I sure have them a lot. Have what?
You
You have
spelled
dad
close
jokes?
to your heart wrong.
I'm so confused.
Hi, confused. I'm Dungeon Master.
Oh, risque.
Is it? Oh, dad joke's called. They love you too.
Tell them a lot. I was trying to explain D&D to someone earlier, and then I said the Dungeon Master plays all the characters, and they were looking at me like, what? What did you just say?
There's only 26 of them, though. And yeah, dead jokes are dad jokes that are told near Halloween.
It is
'Cause they're
October.
Spooky. Yep. I'm so excited for Halloween. The best holiday.
We do have 11 days until Halloween.
hmm
Random fact, I have a shrink appointment on Halloween at the crack of dawn.
A spooky shrink appointment?
If you count getting a prescription spooky.
So spooky. But it's a joke, a dad joke. When it's a jar.
What?
Troll asked a question, but it reminded me of another joke. Is when is a door not a door?
When it's a jar.
When it's a jar. When it's a parent. I see what you said there. I liked it a lot.
I don't get it.
A parent, like a parental figure.
Oh,
When is a joke not a dad joke? When it's a
That's when it is a dad joke.
I was gonna
when
say,
it is a dad
wait a
joke.
minute.
My bad. I read that wrong. My mind just inserted NT after is.
All good. Okay, now that Amanda's coming back, I'm taking my break. Da, 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 da.
I mean, yeah, why not, Troll? Just because you tell jokes doesn't mean you're annoying. Jamie's just annoying. Let's be real here. Hi, kitty! Hi, kitty, 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 kitty! Hi! Well, I'm not going all the way to Europe, so my place.
No, how are you supposed to be my familiar if you won't stay in the cauldron?
How are you supposed to be my?
Kittens these days.
He's like, who
Oh.
says I'm your familiar?
Me?
Amanda, something else I realized about the hovel thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a good idea that I also picked for him to take the command, because if you just tell him, make it so the sails are always whoosh, wind changes direction very frequently, and it can do a full 180 at times, which means at some point Hovel could essentially turn the ship completely around without even realizing.
So you're saying it's probably a good idea he got the command. He's doing it on command only, because otherwise he'll just keep
Mhm.
turning us around.
Yeah, further reason why he should only be doing it by command. Because you just
There's also a rudder. It's not just, we're not only going by the wind.
yeah, but then if the sails are pointing in the wrong direction, the ship's going to slow down drastically if it doesn't turn around.
No. Oh, no, he'd have to physically turn the ship with the wheel in order to get it. So there are going to be times when he's not going to.
Yeah, you don't want the sails unfurled in the wrong direction
What?
thing.
Troll,
Okay, now let's make sure I'm centered.
12,000.
If we're traveling north and the wind's blowing south, so Hobble turns the sails so that they catch the wind going south, then the ship's either going to come to a dead stop or it's going to slow down horribly.
12,000 isn't that much, Troll. I mean, that's only about a month and a half of my upkeep, apparently, because according to a dating app that I attempted and quickly quit, many men told me that they give me an allowance of 2,000 a week, and I was like, what?
Hello, hi.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yes,
love,
please.
but I'm in the
problem-
wrong business.
The problem is I can't have an income unless it's like a stable income, and I am not going to get 2,000 from some random guy on the internet and
That
risk
is
my actual
more money than I
income.
make. Yeah, no, you definitely shouldn't get all. That's a bad-
2,000 a week. That's $8,000 a month. $96,000 a year.
But
No,
I mean, come on, with
104.
those creepy sugar daddies online, it's not gonna
Yeah,
last long enough for it to be worth it
104,000.
before they ghost you or something.
Yeah.
Could be. You
Not
just
to
gotta wait until
mention-
the will kicks in.
Not to mention, they're gonna be
mention-
like, oh, I know that I'm in Arizona, but I'm in Chicago now, and guess what? You're my sugar baby, so come to my hotel. No. No,
Oh,
thank
yeah,
you.
no.
That's the other thing. Like
No.
these people basically have you on a damn leash.
So I don't want to be on
Some
that
people like
kind of
that.
leash.
No.
I
Oh, yeah, I did
prefer
mean
a
that both ways.
physical. I prefer a physical leash, not a metaphorical leash.
And we'll have people on both.
I mean, I only want the one. I don't want both. I want the one.
Mm.
I will say though, Troll is right. $2,000 a week is more than what most people make with a regular job.
Yeah, but do you have to have sex with your boss in a regular job?
I do.
No, but it certainly helps.
Yeah, have to is a strong word.
Yeah, $110,000 a year is a very good wage, but
Mhm.
not worth that.
Yeah, not worth.
The only way
Basically
it's
being
worth
a
it
sugar
is
baby.
if you like sex with like creepy old men on the internet. Then I guess that's a good gig, but I'm not really into that, so no thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone ever tried these pumpkin pie flavored Kit Kat?
See, I can't hear.
Not
Oh
yet.
yeah, I had
These
them
are
last.
good.
Alright.
Yeah,
Headphones. What? My headphones are totally plugged in.
And I don't like. I've never really liked pumpkin pie as a regular thing, so I don't know why it's different in the Kit Kats. But
who would be up for what, Troll?
Can I hear anything? Voice. Stop it.
someone he knows probably.
That's the display.
Sorry, you guys are waiting
Oh,
on me.
my
your
boss.
boss. No,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were just talking about being sugar baby or not.
Oh, I was listening. I just.
Oh, no, we're not waiting for you. We're just talking.
But we are all back now.
I think we are. We can get rolling.
You see me rolling, they
Alright.
waiting.
They see me.
Unless
say-
we get attacked by something, we'll see if we can have a fast day go by.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. So nighttime. Did you guys say you were continuing to sail, or are you calling it for the night?
Hey, before we begin,
Oh, yeah.
can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's just checking.
Considering we don't have the manpower to run multiple shifts, I think we should probably just call it, for the
Yeah.
evening.
I think that's smart. Ease our way into it. We don't need to do it 24/7 sail the first day. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
We don't need to
Almost
see
does.
before Tuesday.
Almost.
Oh, I just realized that that's the job that Bully could have had. He could have been the shanty man.
you already gave me that job. That's why I've been writing stuff in my journal.
Then why were you busy swapping?
Because it's going to be the best swabber.
Mm-hmm. Well, because swabbing isn't necessary.
No.
Because
Well, also,
you can chant.
Bully just likes competition.
Is it just me, or was Paul just breaking up?
Paul
You
was
are.
He
breaking up.
was.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. What were you saying?
How dare you,
You
Paul?
sound worse
I was
than
gonna-
you
I was
did
gonna-
before.
I was going to say that swabbing is necessary on a ship.
The best
That's why he had to
group.
do it.
Wait,
Necessary
speak
on a
Too
ship.
much, man. Not.
Necessary on a ship.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
Necessary on a ship.
Wait, Troll, she's really better? Because in my ears, she's worse.
Better for
Weird.
me. She's cutting out a whole lot less.
Speak more.
Speak more.
Mhm.
Okay. It's not that necessary. This ship is brand spanking new.
Okay,
I
that's
cleaned
better
it when
now.
I was making it, and it's very, very clean. Thank you very much, and I'll not have you insult me.
Wait.
Oh, by
What
the way!
does that have to do with swabbing?
It's cleaning the ship. What the hell did you think?
Oh, is that what it's supposed to be for?
Flora stalks off.
Okay, I'm just curious. Like, what is Flora's expression upon hearing this?
The one that Amanda just had.
and then angry, and then she leaves mumbling to herself about men being stupid. Part of me has to let
Oh,
a cat
by
out.
the way, Kenneth, did you know that Flora's the boss?
Hmm?
She's the captain again.
Okay.
And that means she's the boss.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. That's what it means.
Yes, it
that's
does.
that's what captain means, Kenneth.
Totally.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I'm the boss. You listen.
Okay, look. Obviously, we've had different experiences with ships, but whenever I was on ships with my father, the captain was working for
This
Dad,
isn't
not for my father.
This isn't Rich Boy Yacht. This is a makeshift pirate ship.
Flora comes stomping back, gets right up in Kenneth's face, and goes, "Excuse you, sir. I own this ship."
Okay, I grab Flora by the shoulder. I'm like, okay, we don't need a brawl on the tiny quarters of the ship. Just, yeah.
Is this conversation happening within earshot of Hovel?
I think it's happening within earshot of the entire ship.
my own hands.
I'm like, okay, Kenneth, captain
Yeah?
means boss in almost every context except rich people boats. This is not rich people boat, therefore captain means boss.
Well, then shouldn't I be captain?
No,
Laura the boss now.
you said Flora is the captain.
Well, I didn't know what you meant when you said that. I
Well,
mean,
maybe that's a good reason to not be the captain if you didn't know what captain was.
well, I'm just saying is that like we're like a team though, right? Like there isn't like any single boss here.
Then why do you want to be the captain?
Well, that was just my knee-jerk. Better than that.
And
Why don't you have someone?
really,
How about this?
the only
Go
reason
ahead.
why she's captain is because she's the smart one, not necessarily because she's like above us and like our actual boss, but
Okay, I don't have any problem with that then.
she's just the smart one, so therefore she's the most likely to make a good choice. If it comes down to one person making a choice.
Kenneth looks a little bit uncertain at that last bit.
Hovel will point at Flora and then go,
There's the plank.
Flora the boss now.
Yes, except for me. I'm Havel boss, but Flora's boss
No,
is everyone.
we're all equally the boss.
No, not all equally
But-
the boss. Bully is not the
Can
boss
you
of Havel
stop?
still.
No, but I mean in general for like the whole
What's
group.
happening, you guys? Why can't we all just get along?
Yeah, I agree with Bully on this one.
This is more for when it is.
I want to go to sleep.
Where
It's
we
nighttime.
This is more for when we don't have time for a full democratic panel and someone needs to make a stamp decision. I think it should be the smart person. I'm not saying it won't be democratic overall. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I don't trust you to make the
About
choices,
that.
Kenneth.
What about that, Kenneth?
Yeah. What about that? Do you not think she's smart?
No, I think she's smart.
Do you not think that you apparently are stupid because you don't even know what a captain is?
hey, look, there's a difference between not knowing something and not being smart. I mean, how much do you know about the rules of heraldry, or something, or the conquest of the various knights errant?
That is
We all
irrelevant
different-
in
we all
this
have-
context.
That's what I'm saying. We all have our own skill sets.
And in this case, I think she should be the captain, because you didn't even know what captain meant.
I know exactly what captain means. It's the person who makes the decisions on how the ship should sail, and I've got no problem with Flora making those decisions.
You're also the one who brought a dog on a
Yeah.
ship when we're going to fight pirates.
Yes.
Well,
The dog will probably
technically,
be-
there's no rule in the sailing rule book that says a dog can't sail.
That doesn't make
Yeah,
it
exactly.
smart.
Kenneth offers his palm, but yeah, exactly. And high fives.
Who got the reference? Who got the reference?
The referee checks it. Yeah, he's right. It's in the rule.
Mhm.
Just because it's not in the rules doesn't mean it's not smart.
Look, I stand by my decision to bring Doggo on board.
The dog is fine. it
The
can
dog
stay.
is gonna die, and it's all gonna be your fault.
Look, our book doesn't have an award medal on the front. The dog will be fine.
Or what? What'd you say?
Well, everyone knows that if there's an award medal on the front of the book, if the book has received some kind of award, the dog is going down.
Wait, what?
What?
Let me check that real quick.
Look, in every famous book I've ever read that has a dog on the front, the dog dies.
He's right. I just checked
Like
it. The paperwork.
White Fang?
Oh, so you're saying that we don't have a book with a dog on it, so it's not gonna die because there's no dog on the book.
Exactly. Our book, when they write the book of our exploits, there's not going to be a dog on the cover, so the dog will be fine.
And you still think you're a candidate for captain after this logic because?
Because I'm right.
No. No, you're not.
You're talking about a
Call of
book
the
that
Wild.
doesn't exist!
Call of the Wild has a dog as its main character, survives through the end.
Also,
You
what?
guys, you guys,
What?
Red Fern,
everyone here.
What book?
Fuck everlasting.
What book without a dog are we even talking about? You're using a non-existent book as your logic!
Come on, you guys. Everyone here is equally smart.
I just my head.
Thank you, Bully.
I imagine Bully.
That's true.
I imagine that Aza, since she's primarily talking to Kenneth, Bully is slightly off to the side a little bit in her
He's just like,
range of
he doesn't
vision.
want the arguing to happen.
So-
he wants.
so I
he wants it
imagine- Bully says that, and Aza's head snaps to the side, and she gives him another dagger glare. She goes, "Really?"
Look,
Who just
like I
kind
said,
of giggles and is like, "Thank you, bully."
Can we
like
just,
I said, my
go
whole
to
thing
sleep and talk about this tomorrow morning, or can you guys take it up on top deck so I can sleep?
Poor bully, he never gets to sleep. Yeah. Okay. This conversation is over.
yeah, Flora keeps keeping him up. Yeah, Aza keeps keeping Bully up all night.
And for good reason.
Hey.
Yep.
Good night, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys.
Okay, and also out of character, I've got to tell you guys that since Kenneth thinks of himself as the hero, he is just sort of naturally assumes that he's more or less in charge. That's why he's having a little bit of trouble with this.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
I
no,
know.
everybody caught on to that.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my goodness. I
What'd you
was
say?
still confused as to who the boss is, because I was told Flora's the boss, Aza's the boss, everyone's the boss.
I'm the only one that's not the
All at
boss.
all at the same time.
Yeah, really, the
Anyhow,
only thing you're not confused about is the fact that Bully is not the boss.
Yeah, that's the only
Okay,
thing
hold on a
that's
second.
not a problem, is Bully is not the boss. I know that one.
Okay, Kenneth picks up on this, and he walks over to Hobble and says, "You all right, Hobble? You look a little confused."
I will not know who the boss.
Look, just listen to anyone in the party when they tell you something. It'll probably be something important.
So everyone the boss?
Yeah,
Not
including you,
mine!
Hobble. You're the boss too. You're the boss
not
too.
there.
And he gives him like a little punch in the, like a little like fist bump thing.
He's
You're the
become
boss, too.
aware.
Hovel the boss?
Mm-hmm. We are all the boss.
How Hovel will be the boss.
I guess you get to make your own decisions too.
Hovel
Do what you think is right.
Hovel will not know what that word.
Which, own or decision?
That one.
Well, decision is choice.
This is not
Does that
gonna
work?
end well, you're right, Troll.
I'm picturing these two on deck, Kenneth eating his soup porridge from a bowl, and just having this conversation with Hovel over the night.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hovel choose.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you choose. Do what you want.
And that's the
So long as it's the right thing to do.
Self-aware.
Hovel won't be shiny.
Then do it. Then do what you need to do in order to be shiny. Pick a goal and go for it. So long as it's not anything bad.
Hovel will not know how to be shiny.
I wonder if I could like. I'll bet I could get some paint or something when we get into a bigger town. Kenneth is sort of like
Why
thinking to
not thought of
himself.
that? That's actually really smart.
Kenneth is brainstorming ways to make a hovel shiny.
Hey, shiny paint is hard to come by.
That's the easiest way. Oh, that's true, especially in a world like this.
Kenneth will take out. He has two 500 GP diamonds with him, and he will attempt to like affix them to Hovel, like wherever Hovel wants them to make Hovel shinier.
Aww.
Hovel's gonna get robbed.
So like he's got like two like fairly sizable diamonds, like probably like Super Ball sized diamonds. He's like, I could stick these on you. That'll make you shinier.
And Hovel will just hold out like the back of his hand.
Oh. I know it's metagaming, but I don't care that I'm not there. Kenneth, put them on the compass with the light. So it shines through. Put it on the compass with the light so it shines through and goes, and you got refractions everywhere. And it gets all pretty.
Rainbow Hovel.
Send the light through the diamonds. Prism.
You can put one on his hand where he wanted it, and one on the compass.
Yeah. Ken will do that. I've got another idea, but we can definitely put one of them there. He'll try his best to attach it. I'm not entirely sure how he's going to attach it.
And this is how we lose 2 diamonds.
Maybe there's like glue or something, or like pitch. You probably have pitch on a ship in order to seal the ship.
So you want to attach one to the compass?
Yep.
And then to the back of Hovel's right hand.
Okay. Do you have any transmutation magic at all?
No. I am a paladin, not a wizard.
Do you have any smithing?
I will, however, ask Flora if she has any idea how to stick something on Hovel. Kenneth will not tell her what it is.
Imagine what Kenneth probably did was he tried to figure it out and went, "How the hell am I supposed to do this?" Wait, Flora would know. Then goes and gets Flora.
Well, goes and asks Flora if she knows a way to magically stick things onto Hovel.
Yeah. Flora, who is busying herself in her room, folding clothes, putting things away, like making her space.
Let's RP this.
So, yeah, come in.
Kenneth will open the door. Hey, Flora.
What do you want?
Oh, just as a question, do you know any way I can stick something onto Hovel like permanently so it won't fall off?
I can tell you can stick things. Why are you trying to change Hovel? And has Aza approved it? Because God knows that's going to start a fight.
Oh, Hovel wants to be shiny, so I was thinking about putting something shiny on him.
What do you have that's shiny?
Metal? Then you see Kenneth's eyes get wide and he's like, I can put metal on Hovel.
Actually, what do I have? I think hold on, I think the only thing that I have is fabricate, and that is not usable on creatures.
Do you have meld into stone?
No, I do not.
What about mold?
You can use fabricate to change something that's not a creature.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, so Flora will say, give me a second, and she'll open up her her spell book, even though she doesn't need to because she knows all of her spells. But she's just like frustrated with Kenneth to the point where she's not really necessarily thinking straight. So she's just like buying herself time by flipping through till she can like think of the right thing, and then she goes, "Okay, I do have one spell that I can use to create things and to mold things.
Oh, sweet.
It's what I used to
Sweet.
make a ship, but I can't do it to creatures. So I can turn it into something else. I can make it into like a necklace or a bracelet or something, but I can't change Hovel himself. Trust me. I've been researching." And then she just sort of sweeps her hand over to her desk, to a desk where there's like all these papers and books and stuff that she's just sort of thrown on there that she's reading things from and writing things in.
Well, thanks then. I guess I'll see if I can think of something else.
What's the room situation? Do we all have our own room?
That's a good question.
Yeah, Kenneth is back here.
I suppose Flora's taken over the captain's quarters just to make a point.
Okay, never mind. You're in here then.
Yeah, the captain's quarters would be the far back.
It's
Which
just
is
wherever is
Kenneth will
closest
take-
to Flora.
Kenneth will take this room here.
Where's the captain's quarters, Jamie?
In the back,
Back
you were
here.
right.
The captain's quarters is the far back room.
Okay, cool. Then
This is the
That'll be-
cap have a closet.
the closet.
Unless it's a bad weather night, Bully would always want to sleep outside.
So
Okay.
that closet in the captain's area is kind of like a makeshift vault.
Oh, the one between Flora and Aza.
Yeah, right in here.
Oh, cool. Upon discovering that tomorrow, Flora will say that we put all of our valuables in the vault rather than carry them on us. But
Yeah, it's where the eel kept his stuff, and it's not large enough to like walk in there and stand up, but it's a good hidey hole.
Flora will say, "Kenneth, wait. You sure you don't want me to take whatever you have and turn it into something like a necklace or a bracelet that can hang on Hovel?"
I don't know. I was kind of hoping we could like. He said he wanted to be shiny. I don't know if he wanted to have shiny things. I'll go ask him. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Come to Hobble and says, and we'll tell Flora. Well, I think Flora can make something shiny for you to wear, but she can't like attach it directly to you.
And then I'll just point to the necklace.
Maybe if we had her like meld the diamond into the necklace, would that work for you?
Hovel won't be shiny.
Would that be being shiny? Is that points to the necklace being shiny?
No.
That's what I was afraid of.
He finally figured it out.
Hovel not shiny.
He'll move back to her and says, "Sorry, that's not exactly what he was looking for." Though.
I got nothing yet. I'm working on it though.
Hmm.
I'm getting closer.
Okay. Thanks anyway. I'm gonna go see about something else. Kenneth will run back out and like gather up like loose metal and try to fashion something that he can use to attempt to move up, put onto Hobble to make him shiny.
Kenneth, can you do that tomorrow morning? Like, trying to sleep out here and you're like clanking around. Really?
Do you mind if we wait, Hobble? Is it okay? Is it okay if we wait, Hobble?
Hovel wait.
All right, cool. I'll do it tomorrow morning when I can see better, anyways.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right.
The Hovel version of, well, I've waited this long. Another 12 hours.
So are we gonna put Sibylla in here then? For her room?
Sibylla wants to be under the stars as much
I was
as
gonna
possible.
say, that looks more like a hallway common room than an actual room.
Yeah,
Sibylla
I feel
will
like
It
make
probably is.
Bully.
We'll make a little spot right up in here. Yeah,
Right next to Bully.
sure.
Okay.
It's kind of a nest like what you have for your griffin. She's got like a small thatch makeshift mattress and a hammock that goes between a couple of these things. She's good.
Kenneth will retire to his bed and into his hammock and fall out of it with a loud crash.
Hovel will do what he does every night when everyone is asleep and just letting him kind of just be, where he'll just kind of like stare out at the horizon in every direction that he can.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll just, if he sees anything, he'll just wake everybody up by just yelling.
The compass, when it lights up when you're facing northwest, are you gonna wake everyone for that? I mean, it's kind of a commonplace thing for you now.
Yeah, because I've been doing the thing where it's like I cover and uncover it.
Okay.
Yeah, Bully kind of is sleeping like wherever he thinks Hovel's going to be standing, so that he's like ready to get awoken.
Yeah, you guys have one of the most restful nights. Nothing
Wait,
bothers you.
Wait, I have a thing to do while everyone is sleeping.
Okay.
So,
Murder.
you know how I've been starting to practice rope work?
Mm-hmm.
I need a subject. And since he seems like a heavy sleeper, I go and try and tie up Kenneth in the middle of the night to practice my knots.
Well, you're gonna have to give a whole bunch of stealth check.
What?
Consent. You can't just do something to someone's body while they're unconscious.
Asa is different than Nicole.
Note, and also note that just because you're not supposed to do something doesn't mean you can't do something.
Fair point.
Also,
Right.
Asa's not exactly the most rational person, just putting that out there.
I imagine she's
what's your
also
passive perception?
slightly frustrated with Kenneth.
Not great. 9.
All right.
Also fair.
Stealth away. Asa.
Yeah, you have to get past sleeping.
Yeah,
not that
roll above a 9.
Also, it's funny because she literally is gonna walk past Hovel and be like, "Shh."
Also, my stealth is a +11, so I'd have to
So
get
even
a
with a
nat
nat
1.
one, even with a nat 1, you'd still technically succeed.
No, and that
well-
one would fail.
Okay, even though the result would be a 12.
Mm-hmm.
That one's
Because the
always
nat
good.
1's an auto fail, regardless of the
Well,
modifier.
that's actually a homebrew rule. On skill checks, they're not.
Yeah,
Anyways,
technically.
13.
Which
So
is
I
really close to that nat
I
one.
literally rolled a 2.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you go into the door and Kenneth's armor is kind of. Do you sleep in your armor, Kenneth?
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm in a hammock in my armor.
Even
it's
better.
drooping
That's
pretty hard.
how I fell out the first time.
So your weapon then would be in the door area, and you knock it with the door, but you catch it in just enough time. It makes noise, but not enough to wake Kenneth.
Kenneth has been established to be quite a heavy sleeper.
That's half the reason I picked him. The other half being I'm annoyed with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rope check. Let's get a survival.
Oh god, why is it gotta be something like wisdom based?
It's just what ropes is.
Not dex based at all?
Yeah, he still rolled fairly well.
15.
Okay. All right. And
Anyways,
then,
the whole point for everyone out there, the reason why I keep emphasizing every night that I'm practicing rope-related things is because I was talking to Jamie, and I'm going to eventually, over time, become proficient in rope, okay? This is what's happening.
Cool.
okay.
Alright.
So Kenneth, give me an actual perception check because now you're being touched.
That's true, but in my armor, I'm not gonna, if you pull, I feel the pull on limbs, but I'm not gonna feel the actual touch of things.
Hang on. Apparently, 13 isn't enough to get past Bully's passive perception, so...
I don't
you
care.
can
The
secure
bully
this
wants
room.
to sleep.
I was gonna
Doesn't
say,
care.
does Bully actually stop?
Like, he hears you, and he's just like, don't care.
Okay.
Yep. Still not enough.
Yeah, that's about right from my perception.
All right.
He rolled an
So-
8, chat.
Aza's gonna be able to
Yeah.
tie him up pretty well into his hammock. You've kind of cocooned him there.
And I leave him. When I'm done practicing, I don't undo it. I want him to wake up and be like, the fuck?
All right. Well,
Yeah, let Kenneth wake up and then immediately start panicking while Hovel's like 10 feet away. That's a great idea.
This'll be okay.
This is tomorrow Aza's problem.
Exactly.
This is gonna
Exactly.
be great. Kenneth starts to fucking panic and Hovel hears it. That fucking wall is gonna be sundered. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, you guys have the most peaceful sleep. You're literally being rocked to sleep by the ocean.
Paul feels
And now
like he's
Kenneth, and
actually
now Kenneth's not going to fall out again.
Yeah, he did a service.
Kenneth feels like he's being hugged. He has one of those weight blankets.
Yeah, weighted
At the end of this,
blanket.
he's gonna ask for her to do it every night just so that he stays in the hammock.
He's gonna.
Can you
He's,
give the rope
he's,
again?
he's not gonna be
It's super
mad.
useful.
He's
And
gonna
that's
be
when
happy.
your BDSM relationship started.
Nope. I feel like Asa would never want to be with Kenneth in any relationship.
It does
Kenneth
not
is-
have
Plus,
to be
Kenneth's got a fiance.
She might
Yeah,
die
Kenneth's
of
already
rage.
got a fiance.
Once again, doesn't have to be sexual. You could just be rope buddies.
I don't think she would be in any relationship with him beyond teammate.
Adventure.
She would die of anger the way that Sims can die literally of being too angry if
Fair.
she tried anything with Kenneth.
Us 4 is still trying to win over Asa.
Is she though?
Well, actually, is she though? I feel
don't
like
know anymore.
Aza's just the annoying, clinging one at this point. No one actually
I don't
likes
know
Asa anymore.
It's more like Asa was exceptionally aggressive lately, and well, fine, be that way.
So,
Yeah.
you guys, is somebody waking up the party, or is anybody waking up at a certain hour, or are you just sleeping till you are rested?
Kenneth is waking up.
Kenneth will wake up first, probably. Although, admittedly, this time you guys aren't drunk. But Kenneth is usually up fairly early in the morning, maybe like an hour after sunrise.
Bully's on deck, so he may or
What
may
were-
not wake up at the crack of dawn.
Wait.
Fuck the bully.
Wait, what were you about to say, Cameron? You were about to say something.
Just once everyone's like pretty much, I know everyone's pretty much rested. Bully always runs in the morning. Remember? Like, so I'm gonna be
Oh,
like
he
anyone
does
that's
laugh.
sleeping. I'm gonna be
And they're-
going up and down decks like thump, thump, thump. You're gonna hear like the thumping of my feet all over the boat.
And we have 2 elves and a guy who doesn't sleep as well, so
Yes, this is also a
I
thing.
feel like
Elves
Kenneth
don't
is
sleep
one of
for
the
half
last
night.
people to wake up today because we don't have to do watches.
And he also tired himself out swabbing for like 5 hours.
Oh yeah!
Everyone wakes up
So
at
me and
So
Flora,
everyone is
we
up.
went to bed. We went to meditating, which means that we would be
Wait.
up 4 hours before anyone else.
I have to ask. What does Asa do in the morning while she's waiting for Kenneth to wake up? Like,
I'm probably just doing my standard routine with Havel of practicing lassoing his arm, how he'll put his
you're not
arm
like
out.
lending an ear towards
Well,
the
I mean,
room?
I'm where you and Havel are, so I can hear him.
I wonder if by this point Aza's forgotten that she did it, and she's like, "Oh yeah,
That's the thing that happened.
Kenneth's over there, tied
Alright,
up.
Kenneth.
Someone
Alright,
should
Kenneth.
probably go get him."
Cue Kenneth.
Okay, everyone else is awake, and Kenneth wakes up.
Yeah.
The floor
What?
is
Interesting
yours.
predicament you're in.
Huh.
It is,
Okay.
It is definitely my fancy purple rope that I love very much.
So, quick question. When you get out of a hammock, do you kind of like tilt yourself first, or is it a sit-up thing and then kind of boost yourself off?
I think what you do is you sit up, turn, and then drop your feet onto the ground.
Okay,
That's how
I'm
I
not
would do it,
sure
yeah.
if that motion is going to swing you upside down, so now you're face to the floor.
I don't think it would because he can't sit up.
Yeah, but that
Where
wiggle...
can he rotate 90 degrees?
The hammock can't. Yeah, the hammock is unlikely to rotate with all that weight on it either.
Alright, so yeah, you're wiggling your Kenneth cocoon.
Mm-hmm. Kenneth is not, because I did fairly well on my wisdom roll here.
Mhm.
Kenneth is like recognizes what's happened very quickly, and he looks at the rope and he's like, "He's
Ken-kun! That's amazing! Ken-kun!
Kenneth, do you have any weapons on you?
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't keep my longsword on me, and the only other weapon I have are javelins. However, Kenneth would like to try to burst the ropes by main strength.
You're gonna destroy
Give me a
the
strength check.
Hmm?
Give me a strength check.
Strength check.
Do you hear that, Aza? He's gonna break your rope.
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh wait, strength
17.
check, not save, but just saying.
Oh, well, does that make a difference? Let me check if that makes a
Are you
difference.
proficient in? It does.
I'm proficient. I'm not proficient in strength, but it added my proficiency bonus. But I
Strength?
rolled even better on the actual
Strength?
sheer strength check. That's a 19.
He
That's
just hulks
enough.
he hulks his way out of there.
Either way, it was enough, really, I think.
Well,
It's up to the DN.
Yeah,
Yep.
let me just check
I mean,
this.
17 minus 3 is still pretty high.
14, yeah. But I'm still gonna go
Against a
with
rope?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It also just might be. It might not break it, but I might be able to loosen it enough to get at the knots.
You're going to, because of the way the knots work, you're going to make it shear at one of the knots. So you can break the knot to where you can get yourself out of it. It gives you enough movement room so you can shrug the ropes off you.
Alright, I'm going to do that.
But you didn't just like explode out of it.
Yeah, no, I'm not that good.
Right.
I'm not wearing a belt of giant strength yet. Yet.
So basically we're saying it takes you 20 minutes to escape.
Yeah, DC 17 strength check would have done it. You're fine.
Sweet.
Everyone's up and about, and he's just like silent in his room, like dun dun dun.
And I finally I get out, walk walk on deck,
Is it
see
just
Aza,
going Havel?
wave at Aza and everyone, and yell "Morning" in like the cheeriest voice I can muster.
Good morning!
How's everybody doing this morning?
Great, how'd you
Everyone
sleep?
sleep well? I slept like a log.
Well, I didn't sleep, but I had a great meditation sesh.
I'm glad to hear it. He's still being like, being overly cheerful.
She walks into your room and gathers her rope and walks back out.
Oh no, she doesn't. I took her rope.
Oh, so she walks into your room to try and take the rope and then walks back out.
And as she's about to walk back out, she finds Kenneth standing in front of her and says, "What you doing?"
Looking for my rope?
Why would you be looking in my room?
Because I tied you up, you know this. Or did you get amnesia in the morning?
She's not even trying to hide it.
I see.
I'm pretty impressed. Did you like the knots? They were really pretty.
I suppose, but they weren't particularly difficult to get out of.
That's why I'm practicing. I'm only starting. Eventually you won't get out, and then that means that no bad guy can get out, and then the stupid snake won't escape!
Well, I'm very glad to see that you're working on improving yourself.
She's like
with
you
as
can
much,
see...
with as much sarcasm as Kenneth can muster, which is not much.
And you can see in her face that she is too proud to care about your passive aggressiveness.
Whilst that conversation is happening, Havel, seeing Bully running laps on the ship, will eventually go, "What Bully run from?"
Oh!
Hold on. Well, I run so I could keep running.
How do you
Havel don't get it.
Well, I just find that, like, it's just part of my training plan. Makes me strong.
Running make Bully strong.
Yeah. Though, I don't think you have that problem. I mean...
Havel strongest there is.
Oh!
I mean, probably. I don't know. I haven't met many stronger.
Okay. Bully run again.
Oh no!
Go run, you little wimp!
He's like, you need to catch
It's
up.
Hobble's way of saying, okay, you can go back to what you were doing. I didn't mean to stop you.
No, boy's like, it's okay. I'm done. I got enough in. Thank you though.
Okay.
All right. So your second day at sea. Who knows where they are?
You mean like where our characters are?
No, the
Flora
boat.
is going to.
Oh.
That's a Sybil roll. Roll that Sybil.
Yeah, that's
Sibylla.
Sib.
To figure that out.
The sun is over.
Let's see.
I mean, she got a nat
We look-
20.
we look down, see
playing
if-
on court, so.
We look down, see the boat is
Whoops,
planted in the
I can
middle of
move
the
Aza's
desert.
token? What the hell?
You can
You
move
can move almost everyone.
Token.
Oh,
Except for
never really
Sibylla.
knew that.
Yeah, the only person that we can't move is Sibylla.
Sibylla points to the sunrise and points to behind, well, to the left side of the boat now, and says, "That's where we came from. We're going," and points to the right side of the boat. We're going, nope, towards the front of the boat. That way. Unless, yeah, she points out the compass directions, and north is this way, northwest is that way. We're heading between west and northwest. That's the plan, if it's still the plan, of course.
Still headed to Safe Harbor?
To safe harbor. Okay.
Cool.
Then she'll steer the boat around and sails if you guys will help out.
Oh my god, I just had an amazing idea.
Wait, I thought we were
Go
headed to
for
Safe
it.
Harbor.
Yeah,
So why
But-
do we need to turn the boat around?
because the boat rotated at night.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Hobble will either stand there at the mast waiting for the command trim the sails, or he will do anything that he has asked. But the instant he hears trim the sails, he will trim the sails. He will drop immediately what he is doing if he hears trim the sails, and then do.
No, definitely.
Otherwise, if he's-
We'll say.
Otherwise, if he's not asked to do anything, he'll just stand there at the mast waiting to be told.
All right.
Kenneth will spend his day attempting to strap pieces of random metal to Hobble and use pitch to attach the diamonds to the backs of his hands. Into the backs of his hands.
Okay.
So, Bully literally is gonna like, is there like a crow's nest?
Yeah,
I
there's a crow's
imagine.
nest.
So, I'm gonna climb the crow's nest. Basically, all I'm doing is looking around, watching the sails, and writing sea shanties all day. I'm just like looking around, watching, trying to think of like a song, then I'll write it down, then I'm like looking at the sails. And then anytime I see the sails need, I yell to Hobble,
Holy fucking Luya.
And when I hear said command, I will do as I was told. I will grab the ropes and pull them until the sails go whoosh.
Perfect. Aza, what are you up to for the
well,
whole day?
I was gonna say, I don't have like a whole day activity. I guess I could just default to standard rope tying practice. I don't have anything else to do for a whole day.
Well,
This
Hobble's not gonna do anything unless he's told to do something. So if you're gonna do like the rope practice, you can practice on him, like you said. Like just have him hold his arm out, and you can practice lassoing.
oh my god. You're gonna type his legs and then I'm gonna yell, trim the sail!
No, I don't practice. I don't practice the tying stuff on Hobble. The stuff on Hobble is just lassoing, basic.
Yeah,
Not,
Hobble's the lasso target.
that's more of an aim practice than a tying practice.
Sounds good. And Flora, are you doing anything noteworthy today?
Flora is going to essentially shadow Sibylla all day, trying to learn everything that she can. Like sailing in general, how to tell where they are, how to figure out which direction they need to go. Because it doesn't do us any good to have only one person knowing how to navigate and where to go. Because isn't Sibylla a human?
Sibylla is a human, yeah.
Yeah, so she needs more sleep than everybody else, which means that someone else.
The elves could be the
available
night
when
crew.
she's-
The elves and Hobble could essentially be the night crew.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, trailing Sibylla. Sibylla will teach you, well, gruffly, what each part of the ship and what she's doing and why.
Okay.
But you guys are a good deal away from land. It's almost like you see land off in the distance, in every distance, but you're not close enough to like swim to shore.
How long do you think it's going to be before we reach there?
Towards noon, you feel like Sibylla feels pretty confident that you're about the halfway mark because you didn't do any sailing last night. So between
it's
here,
gonna
So-
be like another day and a half.
another day and a half, unless you sail at night. But
Random
you don't have
question.
to. Yeah.
So basically, the elves are kind of night crew, and they have to like be 8 hours off of everyone else. Like, if you guys basically were to sleep and then be in your trance from noon to 8 p.m., then when everyone goes to sleep at like 8 or 9, you guys start being awake
We only
fully.
need
Yeah,
4
we
hours
only
of
need
training.
4
Yeah,
hours.
elves
Yeah, but you still have to be in a trance for 4 hours. I'm pretty sure, like, right?
Yeah, so they go to bed at. Start their trance at 4 p.m., come out of it at 8 p.m. when everyone's going to bed, and then they take over.
Me and
Yeah.
Flora can switch off too.
There's also that. Because Hobble's going to be Hobble's on every shift, because Hobble doesn't sleep.
Yeah. So long as we know what's going on, like one of us with Hovel could probably
I-
maintain the ship well
yeah.
enough during night.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Aza isn't necessarily learning right now because in Aza's mind it's better to let Flora learn first with the one-on-one attention and then I can try it kind of thing. Rather
Sounds
than
good.
trying to turn it into a group sesh type thing.
Mm.
One-on-one
sense.
usually is better
One person
for
learns
learning.
at a time, and then everybody.
Yeah. You could
What were you
even
looking
can
for?
even use part of your education as teaching me because the best way to learn something is to teach someone else.
Tonight during the first shift.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. So the day goes pretty well. Nothing eventful happening. Sibylla did point out a couple of things on the map that you guys were going to steer clear of, and there's nasty waters and currents here, so you're going to go a little bit more north in this area.
Oh, something I just thought of. I asked earlier, and I think it was just kind of went by and no one noticed. Is anyone going to attempt to teach Hobble weigh anchor? Because there's always a big gear at the some end of the ship where the chain for the anchor is attached to, and it normally takes about 3 or 4 people to turn that big gear. Hobble could easily do that himself.
I feel like that's best done when the anchor is down.
I'm just
Also,
saying,
I don't
is anyone
think
going to teach him weigh anchor?
I don't
Yeah,
think it would
you
even
make a
cross
really good
Aza's
point.
mind to do that, so someone else would have to initiate that.
That's why I'm saying it out of character, because Hobble wouldn't suggest it either. It's just
Sibylla
another good
might, when
thing
you guys are
Hobble can do.
closer to ground.
I do want to say before we go to the next night that I don't necessarily have much for the day activities, but I do have an RP moment that I wanted to do at some point during the day.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, hit it up.
So Aza would gather the whole group and be like, okay, listen. As first mate, I feel important to bring this up because I want to make sure that everybody is working as a team. And I think that we should figure out our finances because that was a point of contention for the group a while ago before we got distracted by the pirates.
Figure out our what? I'm sorry, you cut off on that word.
Figure out our accounting.
Oh, got it.
I'll let
Because
Dad know what that word
we were having arguments at some point about how things were divided. Now, in my opinion, I think that maybe since we're a group now and a proper crew, instead of everybody splitting up things, everyone overall pools what they're not using, and you can have some, but the majority would be pooled and we could put it in the vault.
That sounds fair.
And then, as first
vault?
mate, since I have nothing else to do, I can be like the accountant and just keep a journal record of everything.
Yeah, I think we should definitely be storing our stuff in the vault because we shouldn't just be walking around with stuff on us.
Yeah, totally.
Now, that being said, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, stop off in port. Bully, you okay?
Oh, well, yeah. Sounds like a good plan.
What you looking at, bud?
Looking around.
Okay.
Are you just bored or are you looking at something?
What?
In
No.
character.
Just keep talking. I'm listening.
Okay. All right.
I'm just waiting now for like while everyone's talking for Bully to just go, Hovel, trim the sails.
That's what I was doing. I was just watching, waiting for the sails to be trimmed so I could yell it.
Just immediately interrupt the conversation. Just Hovel, trim the sails.
So how much does everyone want to keep versus pool?
Well, are we pulling everything we already have? Because I think that's the fairest thing. Because, like,
Yeah.
we were getting money from things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that how much does everyone want to keep, and then we'll pool the rest.
Hovel not get
Make
it.
sure I have like no money.
And then I think it's fair, just to put out there, if we're going to pool, I think it's fair that anyone can pull from the pool if you get approval from the group. So if there's a cool weapon, then someone can pull from the pot, even if they didn't put that much in, as long as it's something that makes sense for the good of the group.
Yeah, I gave you guys all my cash when I met up with you guys, so you already have all my.
Hovel not get it.
It's a very specific thing. It's like, if someone sees a really cool dagger, even if they didn't put a lot of money in, they get to get their dagger.
No, excuse me, I probably am gonna be one of the biggest put-in besides Kenneth. So that was not meant to be, I can take what I want without putting anything in, because I have money.
Alright, Hovel, it means that we're going to share, because sharing is good.
And
So
if
we have something that can help someone else, we're going to share our things.
And if we need to carry the pot, Havel's probably a good candidate, just because it's hard to get past Havel. And he is great at carrying things.
It's also easy to sleight of hand Havel, I assume.
Well, he's not going to be out of our sight. If someone's sneaking up on him. Well,
Hovel will take the belt and the pouch of 25 silver that he's wearing, and his earring of giant speed. He will pluck it from his head, take the belt off, and he will hold them out to the group. Hovel will share.
See, Havel hasn't lost anything. The only losing that's happened was Kenneth losing Havel. But Havel didn't lose anything himself.
Also, if anyone notices, the pouch that has the 25 silver has a very faint light poking through it, because that's where Havel puts the light nut when he's not holding it in his hand.
Aww.
Yeah, there's an earring of giant speech, which lets you speak and understand giant in Havel's left hand, and then he's got his belt and the 25 pouch of silver.
You also have the diamonds that were just pitched to your hands.
Havel's not giving those because he doesn't know if he can.
Havel, Duddy, put your hearing back in. You can keep that, okay? That's yours.
Okay. I'm still holding out the belt with the silver.
Yeah, really, Troll, that's what I'm thinking. She's trying to get all the loot by arguing against Havel.
She's saying put it in the vault, and she's just saying don't leave the child with the money.
No, but I'm saying the vault usually, but if we need to carry it, Havel's good at carrying things. He's someone who's not going to spend it, so it's...
I don't think we should leave the person who's probably not going to notice if he's being robbed with all our money. I'm just gonna be completely honest. Who's the best at perception here? Who's the most perceptive person in our group?
I can hide it in my boots.
There's also how you want Havel to carry it. If you tell him to if you give him just a sack of money and he's carrying it like by the top, like right in front of him, he's gonna notice if anyone.
And someone's just gonna take it all.
Yeah, he's not gonna let anybody walk up to it that isn't you guys. Because it's right in front of his face.
Bully, did you see Jamie's comment?
Oh, okay.
Continue, guys. Don't be distracted by that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Havel's still just holding out his belt with a pouch of 25 silver and his light.
Oh.
All will share.
We should probably
25
give.
silver?
I spent some of Havel's money for something. I don't remember what.
The dog is doing things. Scary. Stop it.
What's the dog doing?
He's like the rope. He's like chilling.
I'm gonna look at the dog. What's the dog doing, Jamie?
So the dog is like pulling and tugging on the ropes, tug of war style, and is untying the sails.
Kenneth, control your
Bad
beast.
doggo. Kenneth will go over and remove him from there and go bad dog and scold him and all that stuff.
Okay.
Dog bad.
No! Oh my god! I didn't realize the direct role that Kenneth would play in the dog's demise.
Havel, we've had this conversation. Just because you do something bad does not make you bad. The doggy did something bad, but it is not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Good doggy.
Okay, Kenneth, you
Okay.
need to be more careful with your use of the word bad.
Sorry, I didn't think about it like that.
I was actually waiting for someone to say bad dog in front of Havel.
Troll said smash dog.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I didn't realize the direct role that Kenneth would have in the dog's demise.
But anyway, Havel is still holding out his belt with the everything.
We should probably make him a little pouch that's unrelated to the money so he can have his nut on him still.
Oh yeah, I mean he can keep the pouch. We can just take the money from it.
True.
I have 87 gold.
Wait, let me get my notebook.
I have 25 silver.
I suppose we should leave this in the handy dandy notebook. Or maybe we need a new notebook specifically for inventory.
For party treasury.
Yeah, that's fine.
New handout.
You got it. Cool.
Yeah. Ship. What did I just call it? Inventory.
Treasury.
Players can be edited by all players. Save changes. All right, Blue. You have a thing inside of Roll20 now.
Sweet.
Who is Sir Gore?
What?
What?
Maybe I'm seeing a GM thing. Sorry, never mind.
Oh, hey, Sir Gore.
Why is he here?
What?
Oh, no.
I have no idea. That's what I'm confused about. I don't know whose character this is.
This is a warlock of somebody.
How did we get a random person's warlock in our Roll20 game?
I don't
This
know.
is a full-fledged character.
What kind of warlock is it?
Of the
Eldritch?
Great Old One.
Apparently.
Named?
Sergor?
My
Okay.
great old one warlock is in the Strahd game, and his name is Darkrai, so it's not mine.
How much silver does Havel have?
I'll take him.
25.
He's mine. Dibs.
Where does it say player name?
Okay, what are you contributing for?
Oh, Paul,
Got a whole backstory.
it's yours.
Hmm?
It
Yeah,
says
it
it's
is.
yours, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I remember.
Amanda.
Okay. We'll talk about that.
Amanda,
Don't
post
worry
the
about that.
backstory. I want to see it.
Sorry.
No, we'll talk about that later. The Sergor.
Yeah, we will.
I understand.
Pay no
What's
attention
going on,
to the
so I
warlock in front of the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Havel's contribution to the party inventory is 25 silver piece.
Yes, I have that. What is Flora's?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
What is your
What is your
contribution to the pot?
Contribution to the party inventory.
87 gold. That is all she has.
87 gold.
Yeah.
What about Bully has nothing, you said? No money?
No, I already gave you guys all my.
Alright. What about you, Kenneth? How much money do you have to contribute?
Kenneth is contributing 602 copper pieces.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
7 pieces.
Wait, you cut out what? 602
600
copper.
707 silver.
Silver, okay.
20 electrum.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And 1,679 gold pieces.
20 electrum and how much gold?
1,679.
Where the fuck did all this money come from?
1,679.
Oh, he's had it. He's had it. He got it a while
And then
ago.
Asa
Colonel all over again.
And then Asa contributes 1243. I honestly don't remember where this is even from.
Yes, Troll. Kenneth is the party sugar daddy.
Hey, I contributed almost as much.
With Asa being close second.
Alright. I will add everything up. I got this.
More party loot thief. Well, the whole thing is, Abel doesn't understand the concept of, like, collecting loot. And he barely understands money. The only thing he understands about money is that these shiny rocks mean you can give them to people and get other stuff in exchange. Like, I give you shiny rock, you give me this thing. I just wanted to constantly wonder how Kenneth is strong enough to carry all of it.
Oh, that much gold doesn't actually weigh too much.
Apparently not. But you're also carrying a shitload of copper, a shitload of silver, and some electric.
Just
anyway.
20.
So the
So,
party inventory
how much-
is made.
How much money should we distribute between people to keep just in case they need money on unexpected, like, you know?
I assume we're aware that Hobble doesn't fucking need any money.
Right.
Yeah.
Nor will he ask for any.
I'm just assuming not how.
Yeah, Hobble, you can take all of his money and like leave him with nothing. He wouldn't care.
I don't really use money. I just barter. Usually get what I.
How much do people want to keep? How much do we want people to have in case they need the money?
Huh.
Walking around money.
I mean, I can't imagine you'd need more than 100 gold before needing to ask the group about buying something, right?
Yeah, 100 seems good. Are you sure, Bully, that you don't want 100 just in case? In case you're alone somewhere and no one will barter with you.
What kind of people are these? Don't barter.
There's a
Everyone
lot of
wants
people.
something.
There's a lot of people that.
Yeah, but you have to
might
ask,
not
do
barter
they
with
want?
you.
Do you have what they want?
I always come up with the goods. People trust me.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Bully, I think that you should have 100 gold.
Alright. I just take the bag.
I feel like somehow Bully just played all three of you.
I hand off 100 gold from the pot to Kenneth and Flora and myself.
I seriously feel like Bully just reverse psychologied all three of you.
I mean,
I don't
it
need
didn't
100
change.
gold. Take 100 gold, damn it.
I mean, it didn't change anything. He was gonna get it regardless.
I know. It just was really fun how I did that.
I like the way you did that, Cam. That was good.
That was good.
Oh, I better write it down.
3 as in Flora, Asa, and Kenneth. But yeah, I guess Asa is really the only one who actually got like reverse psychology here.
Like I said, she was pretty much insisting, but
Everybody and their mother who has an intelligence and a wisdom probably of 10 or higher can find a way to play Hobble. Hobble's very easy to fool. That's one of the reasons why Flora was saying try to not let Hobble carry all the money all the time.
1243
Yeah.
plus 1679.
Alright, did you minus the hundreds or whatever from...
I will. Don't worry, I will.
Alright, cool. So, are we transitioning to nighttime now, or we have any more to do for the day?
Yeah. Do you want like a full inventory, or are you just doing the gold stuff?
Oh, I'm just doing money. Oh, does
Okay.
Yes,
Sibylla contribute?
Yes, Hobble is the best at carrying. Oh yeah,
We will
does
ask
Sibylla?
Joe next time and kind of retroactively put that in the pot,
Okay.
Okay.
because that's not super important for right now. You're not going to stop at like a 7-Eleven.
But yes, Troll, Hobble is the best. It was one of his biggest jobs when he was with his old master, is the pack mule. It's like,
Yeah.
you will carry this, and you will not let anybody but me touch it.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think Hobble is pretty suited for it.
Okay.
But
So yeah, we can
whatever.
transition to nighttime / dinner. If you guys want to just burn through that.
We're going to Safe Port.
Safe port's what you guys planned.
We're
Yeah.
stopping for the night again.
Because
That's up to the elves.
Aza's not ready to take a shift, so...
Yeah, it's mostly up to Flora. It's like if she thinks she's learned enough to man the ship with Hovel at night.
I mean,
Otherwise, Hovel's just gonna stand out there all night like he did beforehand.
let's see what her intelligence was like today. No. Flora does
Wow.
not feel confident. Flora feels like a 6. Flora's going to say, maybe not after only one day.
Is that where that is on that curve of whether you know too little and you think you know more?
I was like, well, what I was thinking was, she's intelligent. How like some days you can really focus and learn a shit ton of stuff, and then some days you're just like, fuck it, I can't focus on anything today. That was one of that was just today. Today she was like,
Today was a day of I can't focus. Yeah.
it's too much. I'm seasick. Fucking people were fighting all yesterday. I just want just quiet.
Okie dokie. Well, if nobody wants to do anything stupid, interesting, we could just pass through the nighttime where everybody rests.
Oh, just the standard road time. Unless he
Yeah,
does.
this will be good.
The ropening part 2.
Yeah, go for it, Kenneth.
But I want
How
to
do you-
see this.
Yeah, I gotta hear this. How are you gonna Aza-proof the room?
Well, I mean, she can try that, but you're going to when do you trance again?
Well, she's
For
gonna do it
4
at night.
hours, so...
When?
Yeah.
You asked when.
Oh, it depends on what she sees Kenneth doing, really, to be honest.
Kenneth will do nothing until she retires to her cabin to trance.
Cause...
Well, she
Well-
can close the door and you don't know what she's doing inside the room.
And also,
That is true,
I could
but-
be awake for 4 hours, too, when you had to be sleeping.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. But yeah.
It's over by my desk.
Got it.
Sorry, everyone.
Rip,
Isn't it a spider?
rip,
It
rip,
was like practically on
Rip-
my hand by the time I noticed it. So
rip Amanda,
That's-
rip Amanda. Everyone, prepare your eulogies.
kill it, but also don't squish it into my game mat.
I've never seen someone get up faster either, but that was pretty impressive.
My mom has this hilarious story of because my mom, when she was growing up and learning how to drive, had a Volkswagen Beetle. You all know that type of car.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know how you can only get into the back seat if you go over in between the front seat? She was in her car with someone in the passenger seat and her 3 friends, with one of her friends in the passenger seat and her other 3 friends in the... A spider came down from a web from the dome light in the center. Her friend, who was in the middle of the back seat, got out of that car so fast that mom didn't even realize she was out of the car until like 2 seconds after she was out of the car.
Crap baskets.
And
Yes,
the
I
person
can't
in the
use it.
passenger seat basically said, "I don't even think you touched me when you did that."
She died out the window, basically.
Basically, it's like this girl was so afraid of spiders that when she saw it, she like the way mom says it, because I'm a big comic book geek, is she Nightcrawler poofed out of the car because she got out of it so quick and without disturbing anybody.
So what's Kenneth doing? Come on, are you gonna try to figure out, just stay up all night so she can't tie you up?
No, what I'm going to ask. I'm going to do is wait, and then I'm going to ask. Then once she retires into her cabin, if she does,
No. She's chilling with Hobble.
And Bully
But you get for
sleeping.
saying it out loud and taking it outside of private conversations.
All right, then
What?
Kenneth will retire to his room after like an hour or so.
Flora will follow Kenneth and be like, "Hey, as they're walking to his cabin, she's gonna be like, "Hey, I wanted to apologize for last night. I was kind of being cranky, and I was just being a jerk. Sorry about that." As they're walking
Yeah.
through the door.
Oh, don't worry, it's no problem. I shouldn't have cast any doubt on like I guess I hadn't cast any doubt on your abilities or anything. That was also bad. That was also my bad. I gotta.
It's okay. I just don't like being treated like the help. So.
Yeah, I won't. I'll do my best not to. Sorry, it's.
Thanks.
It's
And
just
the door
thing.
behind them, and
Mm-hmm.
she'll reemerge a couple minutes later.
Okay.
And then go to her own cabin.
All right. So Kenneth will get back into his hammock and sleep.
All right.
Who's rolling Arcana?
Flora.
Oh,
Huh? What?
roll an Arcana check.
Sorry.
You're fine.
20.
Okay.
Why?
That's just for me. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Kenneth,
I did that.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
And the dog's now 5 years old.
I'm glad you didn't roll.
All right. Anybody do anything else?
I'm trying
just
to
waiting.
find.
I'm just waiting for my usual command of trim the sails, and if I'm left to my own devices at night, as per usual, I will stare at the horizon.
Okay.
What is this area on the map? Like you go through there and then you come out and there's another section up front that you can stand right there.
No, this is a below deck area. That's why it's darker. This is
No, I
still
know.
above deck.
Yes.
But I'm saying, do you have to go through the below deck to go?
No. You have to
that is
go up
correct.
the stairs
I'm
to
back.
this spot here.
It's completely correct. You go through this door here, and then through this door here to get up front. If you go up this stair, you wind up here.
And there's no way down to that area?
You can hop down, but there's a railing that goes up around the front.
Oh, okay. So yeah, to get to that area, you have to go through here.
Yes. And that
Okay.
area up front
Cool.
is where the runes in the circle are.
So
Alright.
many little circles bobbing around.
By the way, do we want to end the episode soon? By the way,
I think we will.
it is around end time. Just FYI.
Yep.
Already?
Yeah.
So
Well,
what's-
I would just go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, what's happening with everyone tonight?
Yeah, I was just going to check everybody's nightly thing.
I already gave my nightly thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna do anything?
Oh,
Asa?
Asa.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled the d20 to see what she does,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and she rolled a 5, which means that she's a dumbass.
And
Okay.
that means...
I was trying to decide if she was gonna go after Kenneth or if she was gonna wait till he lost the alertness, which means that she's gonna go and try and time up again. Even though I know it's not gonna go well, but I rolled a 5, so
Well, we'll see.
So, Asa, do your stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
which, by the way, y'all should look at how awesome I did the ship inventory. I'm taking this shit seriously, yo. 22.
Okie dokie. So you sneak relatively well past everybody, and you get to Kenneth's door,
Mhm.
and everything seems normal. You hear light breathing in the inside. He's not quite asleep enough to be snoring yet, but he's probably asleep.
Mhm.
You open up the door and go through, and a blaring alarm goes off loud enough to wake everybody on the ship.
Oh no!
Reaching through the air.
Oh no!
Kenneth like bolts upright in his hammock and looks and sees Aza there. What is Aza going to do?
Oh
She waves at him. Hi.
no! Oh, come blasting through the wall!
Wait, is that your reaction to a loud noise, though? Charge at it? I mean, do you even know what the alarm is?
It's an alarm. It's a blaring noise.
And Aza was over there.
And that's where Aza went.
Though, did he know that's where Aza went, though? I got a 22.
Was she trying
I
to
watched-
sneak past?
Yeah, I watched you walk through the door. You had to go by me to get to Kenneth.
And Havel is always on the lookout for Aza, so.
That is
Well,
true.
Either way, if Havel
Give a
wants
strength
to run
check.
noise, then
Yeah, you're not guaranteed to go through the wall.
I'm a big stone man. I'm trying to go through a wooden
Yeah, but
wall.
but walls still have AC and health.
Oh,
No.
Kenneth, what have you done to my ship?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
garbage.
You didn't even have the attack.
You still take the
roll,
door
I
off
know.
its hinge.
I'm gonna keep hitting it until I go through the damn wall.
Yeah, you took the door off its hinge. It's like
No, I'm not. No door. Hobble don't do doors. I'm taking the shortest and
Hobble
direct
makes
line
doors.
source of sound. Yeah, I make doors.
So Flora's gonna like casually
here.
swing out the door, like
Okay.
shouldn't have done that, and then she's gonna see Hobble and be like, no.
It's too late.
Well, it's not too late. You rammed in
She
it
runs
twice.
over and tries to
Max-
stop you, so you probably yeah.
Give me another strength check. Before you got there, this definitely would have happened.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, hole right through the wall into that room.
No. Oh. All my hard work, Hobble, stop.
Hobble freeze.
Alright, roll damage on Aza.
Oh, that's true, because Aza, you'd be like,
Aza's standing right there
right
in the
here.
doorway.
I guess Kenneth would also take damage. Technically, it's a very small room.
Well, give me a
it
dex
is.
dex save, and it's not gonna be very hard to not
Dex
get
save.
splinters on you. Yeah.
Yeah, there were technically, given that there was a 9 and a 22, there were 2 impacts. There was one impact that's like, uh-oh, Hobble's coming, and then boom!
Yeah. Okay. So any little chunks of wood you guys managed to move out of the way of.
So yeah, Hobble will hear Flora say, Hobble, stop, and then Hobble will just freeze in place.
It's okay. Everybody's okay.
This seems a little excessive.
Bully
You
That is
walks
our
up.
party in a nutshell. Yeah.
Bully walks up and says, I would have stopped him, but I'm not allowed to tell him anything, so
Okay, yeah, about that. Bully, you can tell him to do things.
Excuse
he
me.
looks at he
Oh, no,
looks
we're
at
not
Aza
doing-
like,
Aza, Aza, no.
And this is when the show went on for another hour.
Mhm.
I think it's actually
I like
funny
it. I
way
think we
to-
should keep going.
It's only a 10:20 here.
It's 11:20 here, and I got work in the morning.
I
So we're
took
gonna end
my
it quickly.
drugs that knocked me out, so
But
So then, speed run.
I think we pretty much say the night goes back and we fall asleep.
well, who's out?
Yeah, no. Kenneth is going to have words with Aza.
Okay, well,
Definitely will
never
do
mind.
that, but
So we can wait for that for next time, though.
What, DM?
Who's outside of the boat, not inside?
bully.
I'm outside. Bully's
Technically,
outside. Hobble's
Hobble's
outside.
technically
Hobble's
half outside.
Perception check. Hovel, you get a disadvantage for being half outside.
Perception?
Perception.
Bye, troll.
Bully and Flora, you see the fog rolling in from the south. And that's where we're going to end it.
It's so appropriate. Double that one.
Double nat ones. That's the story of Hall's life.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear, dear.
Hobble's still so focused on the fact that blaring alarm happened. Everyone's in danger, and then that's like, and then the Hobble freeze. Okay.
How loud is the alarm, like, technically?
Give me 2 seconds because I had that pulled up until I had to make a perception.
Yeah, because also you could have made the alarm only in Kenneth's head.
No, I can
Actually,
make
it's
it
the
only
caster's
in
head.
my head.
Yeah, the caster's
or
head.
Audible.
Oh, sorry.
Audible
Mhm.
produces the sound of a handbell for 10 seconds within 60.
Oh, so it's
60
not
feet.
like
Only a handbell,
blaring.
but that's
it's
still
only
like
a handbell.
But
But
it's
it's
still
a
a
minute
handbell.
of
Ding, ding, ding,
60
ding, ding,
feet
ding, ding.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the entire.
I'm just making sure that if there was a boat like 200 feet away from us, that they wouldn't be like, I heard him.
I think
Oh.
at that point it would just sound like a normal ship's bell. But
But-
then
Okay.
I know a ship is here.
60 feet isn't very far.
So
Yeah.
yeah, let me rewrite this a little bit. But the fog rolling up from the water.
That's
So,
pretty good.
you are being enveloped in fog, and we will end it here for the night and pick up right from there.
And this is
First
the
thing.
perfect transition to talking about next week. Next week we'll be
Fog goes
in
in.
the land of fog.
Yeah, this fog was imported straight from Barovia.
It's gonna pull, it's gonna pull our ship in, and we're gonna drop on top of
We're
this
gonna
castle
end up
during the
in
final
Barovia.
battle.
That's how Strahd dies in the finale. That's gonna be the crossover episode. How Blue ends her campaign. And Strahd's gonna be like, "I've defeated you," and the boat just falls on him and kills him.
Yeah, forget about
Nice
a big
boat.
fight. A boat just falls on his head and crashes him to death.
And guess what?
What is a boat but wooden stakes?
That's what I was gonna say. A plank goes through his heart.
Forget about all these allies and stuff. I just need to stop prep now because the boat's just gonna kill him off the bat. So
I'm okay with that.
And as soon as he's dead, the spell is dead, and the boat falls into the ocean again.
yeah, it's like you fall through Barovia's existence, just like
Just a
whoosh,
quick,
whoosh,
like,
whoosh,
just a splat for just a second, like, and then back in the water. Whoosh.
and everyone's like,
Right.
"What the fuck just happened?"
Everyone on the boat is just like, did everyone else just see the castle? We were there for like 2 seconds.
Illusion magic.
Illusion magic's fucked up.
Clearly, it wasn't real.
And then at the side of the boat, a random cape floats up to the top of the.
That looks like an edgelord would wear that.
Mine now.
Mhm.
Because I feel like Strahd's cape is an edgelord cape.
I imagine everything Strahd is Edgelord.
All right, cool. That was fun.
On
That
that
was.
note, let's do our wrap up, which starts with Wolfie as usual.
Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Amanda. Also, let's see, goods and bads and plug. Good. I'm really glad I'm back this week. Last week was weird. And I'm glad that's over. I really enjoyed playing with everyone tonight. It was a lot of fun. I don't really have any bad. I mean, we didn't really do much, but it was a fun doing much. Does that make sense? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mhm.
happy with that. Plus, when you're on a boat, you're still traveling, even if you're not doing anything. So it's great. So we did stuff, and we're a day closer. I really had a lot of fun today. I think it's cool that our little party is transitioning into being a little pirate party, and that we're learning to be sailors, which is like not something your adventurers usually get to do. So I'm happy with that. I'm excited that we're headed toward our next port because I'm really excited to see what is out there now that we have a ship and see what all the are. So I think that's good stuff. Bad stuff. Apparently I was having audio issues. I guess that my microphone is always really difficult, so I think I'll just probably be using my headset from now on.
Sorry, just in chat. What you're doing is hoping you have a ship left to float on.
Between Hovel and Aza.
Yeah.
Hey, that wasn't Aza's doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that this is all Hovel's fault, and it will. And if the ship is destroyed, it will most likely be Hovel's fault. Because Hovel will have misinterpreted something that happens on the ship.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen, you guys? You
Yeah.
realize he's gonna do his like hobble smash ability over and over and start breaking the boat.
Yeah, Asa can be blamed for a lot of things. Breaking the boat is not one of them.
Remember,
Yeah.
doesn't it make difficult terrain? Like,
Mm-mm. No, the smash
doesn't.
does not create difficult terrain.
oh, never mind. Sorry.
It just knocks people prone.
Anything else, Wolf? Amanda, sorry.
Anyway, I mean, we're still talking over thing, but I feel like that's always going to be a struggle that we work over. I don't think we did it too badly tonight, so good work, everybody. Plugs. So if you want to find me during the week, you can Twitter. I can't spell my own name. There. You can also reach us on Discord here. And yeah, that's it. We hope to see you all online, and see y'all next week for the end of Curse of Strahd. Never mind. I'll ask that question later.
Also, it's always weirds me out when I see you do the Discord command because it says Miss Blue. I don't know why, but that's weird to me. Seeing
Would you
someone
like
call
to
me
add-
That rhyme.
Miss.
Do you want me to add "Do you miss"? Do you miss Blue and the crew during the rest of the week? I can change
That would weird me out a lot less. I don't know why.
Okay, I will fix it.
Find Blue and the crew at the zoo.
All right, I'm on it.
Anyways.
Go ahead.
Bully! Cameron!
Yo. It was a great session. I agree with, like, we didn't do a lot but have fun. That's because I feel like we got an opportunity to all show, like, aspects of our character, role play, what they care about, what they focus on. So it was fun that way, where we can just have a sense of, like, who we are in the group, who we are to each other type of thing. And, yeah, and also I was going to say, like, there was a little over talking, but honestly, it was not too bad. Like, we kept the pace, like, was pretty good, and it could be even better, but we did really good, actually.
Welcome to the extermination crew. Who is this? Kaya Tessa. Welcome to the extermination crew. Grab a plunger and get ready to go. I'm sorry you can't see the glitter plunger. My stupid camera froze. But there is a glitter plunger for you. I promise.
It's there.
Okay.
She's holding it. Alright, and bad? Like, it's not bad, it's just we could be better, but that's just whatever, that's life, right? What are you gonna do about that? And it was a good time. Plugs, you can see me on Twitter if you'd like. And I'm glad to play. It was a good game, and I can't wait to see what happens next, plot-wise.
Cool beans. NG.
Good bad plugs.
I don't know why, but I feel like every time I call you NG, I'm doing some sort of shitty rapper name for you.
I mean, my initials are literally MC.
We got an MC on the mic!
Alright, good bad plug. I agree with the, we did a lot better with talking over each other. And again, like Cam said, it could be better, but it also could have been much worse. I personally didn't like the fact that we got, like, next to nothing done, because for, like, the first, what felt like half of the session, we were all arguing about where the hell we're going. Like, it took us, like, I think, over half an hour to just say, where the hell are we going?
I think half the problem is none of us could remember what we actually were supposed to be doing.
We had two options. We had go after the pirate or follow the compass.
Right, but I don't think we knew what go after the pirates meant, though. Like, there's a lot of different things. That's what we were confused about, I think.
I don't know. That's just a personal thing. I
I
understand that
remember the
everyone,
walrus.
I understand that everyone else may or may not be okay with it. So far, it seems like the two people above me were okay with it.
Well, I'm not saying it's
just
good.
I
I'm just saying I think that was actually just because we were actually confused and not necessarily arguing.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Yeah, that's a personal bad of mine. As for anything else, I think everything else went pretty swimmingly. There were next to no issues of any kind. At least none that didn't like fix themselves nigh immediately. Knock on wood. Because now, God knows, next session when we have like 10 million people playing, it's gonna be
Oh man.
freaking chaos and ain't nothing gonna work.
By next session, you mean next session of the stream, not next session of sales. To clarify
Yeah.
for chat.
Yeah.
When I say next session, I meant next week for Curse of Strahd when we've got 10 million people playing.
Well, we've got, let's see my list. 1, 2, 3, 4 guests. 4 guests in addition to the normal cast, some of which are going to be playing multiple people because you've got like 8 million allies. So it's going to be a slosh.
It's gonna be a clusterfuck. So yeah, it's like I guess Mild Goods and Bad are just we were doing great at not talking over each other, and we did some fantastic RP. I especially love right here at the end. And the dog moment was good too.
Oh
'cause
my
I was
god,
waiting for that.
chewing on the fucking rope too. Oh my god.
That was just a good moment. It's like, wait, the dog's on the ship? Oh boy, someone's going to say a bad dog at some point in front of Hovel. Like my brain, that's what immediately what my brain went to.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so yeah, I guess if we could just, I think, get a little bit more done next time we play sales, that'd be fantastic. But other than that, everything was fantastic, and I had just as much fun as I always do. And as per the norm, I don't have any more plugs because the stream I used to plug ended due to the DM having personal reasons and business and familial occasions and events that forced him to just cancel the game.
Mhm.
But anyway,
shame.
do you believe this means Paul is up?
Oh, is that where I am relative to you? Because like in my camera, I'm down here on the bottom right, and you're directly above
in
me.
DC, you're right here. You're right there.
We're going on
Oh, in DC, you are here.
We're going off of the overlay in stream.
Yeah, in the overlay, you're this direction.
Yeah. So you're always
Okay.
the top of the second half is where you always are.
Makes sense.
We've been
This is a story.
Yeah, I like to Brady Bunch the shit out of this stuff. That's why I always
Oh,
like look up when I'm
shit.
there in the camera
I
talking.
forgot a good.
Yeah.
Guys, I just had my year anniversary with the group.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's like
And we're not still in Strahd's Castle.
Holly, fucking Luya.
yeah, right. Earlier this week, I noticed that Roll20 said that I had been a member since, or I think it was Roll20 that said I've been a member since 10/10 of last year, and I was like, oh my god, it's been a year. Anyway, that's all. Continue.
Yeah. Goods. I really enjoyed the role playing we did once we get started. I noticed we did have, it was a long time to actually getting started, figuring out what we were doing and various things like that. Once we actually started moving, I think we were much better off, though.
I agree.
So I guess that would be my main bad, is that this session was very slow to start.
Mm-hmm.
I think also partially just because we were so we weren't sure whether we wanted to leave the town or anything like that. It seemed like there was some reluctance to leave.
Oh, that was more just because we had decided to stay for a few days because Aza wanted to do some homemaking. And Flora had to do stuff with the ship.
Yeah, that's true. And there wasn't that much talking over. I'm interested to see where this goes with the fog rolling in. But I think also that the time has come for Kenneth and Aza to have some words.
That's my main simultaneously good and bad. I really hope that them coming head to head actually fixes it and not causes a bigger schism. I think that this conversation, unless the fog interrupts it and it just straight up doesn't happen, but I feel like this conversation, everyone involved needs to be conscious more than you usually would with role playing on how it'll affect overall the setting or the mood of the team. If that makes sense?
Agreed.
I'm talking
Agreed. I
about
think that,
everyone,
yeah.
including myself. Because I feel like
Mhm.
this has the potential to fix things or destroy things, depending on how it goes.
Yeah, I think we should also just make a promise to ourselves that to do that. That this
Yeah.
now that I think things should come to a head now.
I feel like if we're going to do this, everyone needs to make the pact that they're going to be conscious of making sure that they do what they can out of character to not make things worse at the very least and make it actually be a fixing point. Jamie's smirking this entire time, so it probably is completely irrelevant and we're all going to die, but whatever.
Well, here's what I'm going to say as my 2 cents for Hovel, because I can say this here and now. The party drama that originally happened with Sibylla, in which case Hovel was like, I have to kill Sibylla because she's making Aza mad, that is not going to be a problem because Kenneth is like the other parental figure in Hovel's life. Just because Kenneth is making Aza mad and vice versa, he can't bring himself to harm the two of them, so he's just going to be standing there just confused and just
So I think
like,
everyone.
conflicted.
So basically, long story short, I think
So
that
he'll be out.
everyone needs to keep a mind out of character on how it's going as well as in character. Is my point.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. As far as everyone's negatives, I actually think I have a relatively simple fix that may or may not work for the whole slow start thing. I think that whoever's writing notes should, I don't know who it is because I haven't been paying attention, should maybe consider at the end of a session adding just like a quick sentence about what the party decided they're wanting to do so that when we come back 2 weeks later, we don't go, what were we going to do, and start arguing about where we were going with the ship. I feel like that would change things a lot because I think that half of the problem with the slow start was people forgetting what we were actually doing. You're
That's
talking,
true.
but we can't hear you. Cameron.
Yeah, I'm not the note taker, but I did remember what I had chosen to do.
Well, then maybe you should write our goals. Notes. Because, no, the problem is that, okay, maybe then you need to be, if you do know, just maybe be more insistent.
I am
'Cause-
updating the notes now,
Because
says the note taker.
I was confused the whole time because I'm a dumbass. And I didn't know what was
Part of
going
the
on.
reason I wasn't insistent is because I knew what we had chosen to do, but then I thought we had kind of gone into like character like decisions of like whatever you want. Like I knew what we'd planned, but executing the plan was not Boldy's concern, so that's why I was.
Well, then
That's why
in
I-
that case, then it'll all still be fixed by having the goals written down. Because
Exactly.
then you don't have to worry about being insistent because it'll be in the notes. I'm not saying
Yeah,
it's gonna fix everything, but maybe it'll help.
Yeah, we
That's
should
all
all
I've
do.
got.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we should have that as a document in the actual thing, so we can all check it at the beginning.
Well, that's
Maybe
why
on a
I said
handy dandy
whoever's
notebook.
doing the notebook stuff, whoever's
We
doing
can
the
literally make a
notes.
page on Roll20 in the game.
I will do it right now.
But alright, anything else?
Goods and bads for me, just, you know, I thought we did top notch and not interrupting. For the most part, interrupting for the most part was more in character, I think, today. Especially compared to usual. My only negative, like I said, is simultaneously positive and negative. I'm a little minorly concerned about where all of this working out can go on if it turns sour. But I think that if everyone is trying, I think it'll turn out okay. So we'll see. I'm mostly nervous because I'm afraid of myself not being smart out of character because I
I
get
think-
wrapped up in Aza really easily. It's
I
half
think
the
Paul,
reason
Amanda, and you need to talk.
half the reason I keep having problems is because I get wrapped up in Aza too much. So I guess that's why I'm worried, is I'm worried about myself ruining it. Really. But we'll see. On that note, oh, Jamie,
Yo.
you didn't have your turn.
Nope. So I've got nothing to plug. I've got nothing on the social medias, but goods, bads. It was great to play with you guys again. And we did burn through 7 in-game days tonight, which is unprecedented. But I felt like it did take us a while to get started. And I'm interested to see where you guys are going, because I'm not sure if I don't feel like you guys know the direction you're hoping to go in yet. And I feel like that's my fault. I need to put a little bit more of a breadcrumb trail for you. But I think it'll turn out. And I've also got this mental picture of things going really wrong next session in my head, where you guys are sword fighting and arguing with each other at the same time.
That would be hilarious. It'd be like that one scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where they're getting married while they're all like having the big sword fight. It'd be like that, but just this big argument between Kenneth and Asa while they're swinging swords and stabbing sons of bitches.
Right. And I think thematically that would be awesome. And we'll see where it goes.
That's what I call a therapeutic ass whooping.
Oh, I don't think they'd be fighting each other, but
Exactly.
yeah.
Anything else? Oh,
That's it for me.
It's fine. Okay, just for a note for all the players, I have added notes. It now holds a note for end of session to remind us of what happened with the date on it so that we don't forget. And then I have things up the files inside of Roll20.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Gonna change this around a little bit.
I hope that it at least somewhat helps. I don't know. I'm not sure how much it'll help, but that was the only thing I could think of.
Summary. Yeah.
Last time on Sales of Chaos.
Essentially, yeah, that's the way I wrote it. In case we need to read off a summary what happened, we can just read that.
Does anyone have anything else to say about sales?
Changed the end of session notes a little bit, but nothing too major.
Alright,
Okay.
on that note, I'm going to talk some quick business real quick. So, for everybody to know, next week is Curse of Strahd finale, which means that we have a few things on the docket. We currently, for those of you who haven't been paying attention in the Discord, which you totally should join the Discord so you can keep up with this
Seriously.
instead of waiting every week.
This
For-
Discord's actually pretty active.
We've got the
Surprisingly
party
so.
is marching towards the end, which means that we're going to have them accruing an army from various sources, which in theory will knock out all the minions and stuff, which means it'll lead to the final battle with Strahd. This is all theory, of course. We'll see how it actually goes. Where the crew will have their various perks from their strongholds, which Wolf, we need to know what your stronghold choice is, by the way. Because we didn't get that
You're-
since you were gone.
You're also not limited to your class. You don't have to pick the Ranger Stronghold. You can pick the Fighter Stronghold, or the Druid Stronghold, or
Yeah.
the Sorcerer Stronghold. You can pick any Stronghold you want.
As long as
Just
it makes
note-
sense.
Yeah, as long as it makes sense. Note that the Cleric Temple is already chosen. Kurtal has that. Yang has the Monastery, and Jamie, I can't remember your character's name in Curse of Strahd.
Gordon.
Gordon
Oh my
has
God.
the Wizard's Tower, so we already have the 3 of those. So obviously you don't need to double them up.
And unless you want Druid, I said Troll could have Druid, but if you want Druid, then I can make Troll re-choose.
Okay, so that's also a thing.
Cause Jit is building a temple to Belnar, so I gave him a stronghold.
That's adorable.
So you got Warlock, Ranger, Rogue, Fighter, Sorcerer, Bard,
In addition to the strongholds,
and Barbarian. You have all of those available
a
for
thing
choice.
for everyone to be mindful of is we're going to have a lot of guests next week. We're going to have 4. We're going to have Machine coming back as Sora, Endless coming back as Koza, Bagel coming back as Steve reincarnated, and Yitz coming back as a cleric, paladin, barbarian. The zealot barbarian, I think, is what he
Are we going to
chose.
be using
Belnar.
the overlay and camera? Or are we
Yes.
just going to do it by voice?
No, we're using the overlay still. I'm going to put the guests that don't fit into a slot into the camera space for the map, and we'll just have less room for the map. It'll be fine.
It's gonna be chaos.
Also,
It's going to be chaos.
keep a lookout
gonna
for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 allies that the party has accrued that are going to be controlled by the party, as well as an enemy that is a previous party member that will be fighting with Strahd, as well as 4 NPC followers of Belnar. Well,
And a pirate
technically,
ship and a
technically,
pear tree.
technically 6, but 3 of them count as 1. So, yeah. Oh, and one of those allies is a ancient dragon. I would like to point out for those who didn't see last session. So if that makes you tune in, there's gonna be a dragon. Oh, and you may see the return of certain beloved NPCs that you wouldn't expect to be fighting with you.
Oh, tell them about the dungeons, because I hear those go with dragons.
I
What are you
guess,
talking about?
I was gonna
It's
say,
only dungeons.
I guess in
It's
a way,
dungeons.
the castle is basically a dungeon. Just
Paul, I know the joke you were going to make, and I love the
Yeah.
Gravity Falls reference, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna stop you right there and just no.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Just-
and the party will likely be attempting to start the assault by swooping in on the fucking ancient dragon. So that'll be a good start. So don't miss it. And on that note, thank you everybody for tuning in. We will see you next week with Curse of Strahd. And then if you don't want to see Curse of Strahd, then tune in the week after for Sails of Chaos. And as always, go in safely. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.